Good evening, Keystone. Welcome to the May 7th School Board Work Session. May we please have a flag salute and a moment of silence. Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Roll call vote, please. Roll call attendance, please. Every time.
Dr. Baldino,
Yeah, here.
Ms. Bohart. Here. Mr. Shear,
Here.
Ms. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yep.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yeah.
Mr. Scott,
Here.
Mr. Smith,
Here.
Mr. Wyckoff.
Here.
9 members present.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, I want to give a big thank you to anybody and everybody that was involved, the students, the staff, and all the special ed kids today that were at the Special Olympics, the high school kids, the middle school kids, and especially the staff that stood up and helped these kids pull off a fantastic day. The weather was amazing. Them kids were happy by 11 o'clock. They all wanted to lay down on their mats and nap, but they hung in there. And the staff did a fantastic job with that today. So my hat's off to all the students and everybody that volunteered to help.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Chris. It was a beautiful
Yeah.
day. May we please have a consensus to approve the agenda? Consensus, please? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you start making them shorter.
I wish. We're trying. We're trying. Report of executive sessions you see on the board docs, April 16th from 8:53 to 9:21 p.m. Discuss potential interim superintendent strategy. May 1st from 6 to 8:07 p.m. Discuss proposed Act 93 plan and interim superintendent candidates. And May 7th, 6 o'clock. And that one went until 6:30. We also had 2 executive sessions this evening. We had one from 6 o'clock to 6:18. The board discussed pending and ongoing litigation. And then from 6:18 to 6:30, the board discussed the interim superintendent strategy. Thank you very much. Here's your copy. Oh, I didn't check those boxes. It's the same. I'll check them. Wonderful. B1, Central Mountain High School Drama Club. Please come up and introduce yourselves.
Present?
Your choice.
Great. Sitting feels great. Hi, my name is Erica Conklin. I am the advisor for the drama club and also the director of our productions. This is my 4th year in that role. Just a little bit of an intro. I actually came up through this high school. I came up through this drama club. I got my bachelor's in theater from Messiah College, went on and did my grad degree in theater from Goldsmiths in London. And after a couple of years in New York City, I decided that I wanted to be back here in my home, contributing to something. And I found that here at the club, one of the things that has been really important to me since taking over is that I give the students a lot of agency and a lot of control. And to that end, they are going to be doing a lot of the speaking. Because I think that it is their club, it is here to serve them. So I want to introduce them. I have Kat Farrell, Connor Kleckner, Adeline Parker, Claire Walker, Kaylin Mann, and Brooklyn Goldie here with me today. And several of them will be speaking about the club's impact, where we are headed, what our dreams are, and sort of what comes next for us.
Thank you.
The club itself has offered a lot of opportunity for the students to build a lot of skills, not just theatrical skills. And of course, there are those, like the students are learning carpentry skills. All of the students put power tools in their hands every build day. That's been really important to me. So they're gaining skills that will be transferable later when they have to make repairs in their own homes. They're learning to sew, which is really a tying art. So they're learning to repair their own clothes. And also learning, do I need this?
No, it's just.
For them. Got it. And learning to, even to handle food safely. One of the things we do is, as a community in the club, is we share meals together on long work days. We share meals, and we're learning to handle food, not just safely in terms of avoiding infection, but we have members of the club with very serious food allergies and learning how to keep them safe and keep one another safe. So I think with that, we're going to start talking about enrichment opportunities moving forward.
Yes, I think that's me. Yes. So hi, I'm Claire Walker, and I am an incoming freshman, and this is my first year in the club. And what I can say is that I have had the time of my life, and I'm really excited to talk about all this with you. So one of our opportunities that we would like to discuss is the PA Renaissance Fair. We can have experience with classical texts like Shakespeare and anything from the 18th century, and we would visit this every other year, which would be a very cool opportunity. And then every year, this is one that we've been doing, the annual trip to NYC. We see a Broadway show every year, and we eat meals from various restaurants. You guys ate at a Thai restaurant last year, I believe? Yeah. So
Last year was Japanese. This year we're doing Ukrainian restaurants. So it's important that we interface with other cultures when we're there.
Yes.
So it's really going to restaurants of different cultures.
Yes. And then some of the things that we would also like to, if possible, maybe tour the backstage and meet some industry professionals. So those are things that maybe we can add to the trip. And then another opportunity is Harrisburg, and we would visit Fulton. Oh, I wrote that wrong. My bad. We would visit Fulton, Lancaster Union House, or Gamut Theater, Harrisburg Non-Union House, or Sight and Sound, which is a Lancaster technical theater spectacle. And this introduces students to all forms of theater. And this last opportunity is USITT, which is a technical theater conference. It would take 1 to 2 days of attendance for interested students. Students will make a presentation then and present it to the club, which is another great educational aspect. And this could be every 3 to 4 years. Every 3 or 4 years. There we go. And this is continuing our education and professional opportunities, especially because we've made so many improvements in these last few years. Because this past show, we had our first time student-ran booth, which is really exciting for us. And then the sound has built lots of independence, considering we've gotten new mics over the past couple years. So those are some of our educational enrichment ideas. Yeah.
To speak more, just because Claire's already started to speak about sound, to speak more on that, that is the first area, one of the first areas that we made a large investment in this year. So we bought a brand new soundboard, which is good for everyone in the school. We made the switch from analog to digital, which does make a really big difference in operation and in sound quality. So it's like the sort of first really major thing that we invested in for sound. And we're looking over the next couple of years to invest probably another about $5,000 into sound by getting a couple more new mics and fully phasing out even the idea of our old mics, which are now out of band. We didn't use those this year. We didn't have to, but as the club grows in scale, we may need to buy more people. So that is our sort of trajectory with sound. Kat, right?
So every year there's Ray of Lights. It's kind of like a Tony Awards for high schoolers. It's a multi-district competition, and judging is based on intricacy of set, costumes, choreo, lighting, sound, acting, and vocal performance. Students have the opportunity to be individually nominated for their performances. It's also judged based off of like acting, vocal performance. We also judge as a club. This includes sound design, light design, costume design, prop design, set design, stage crew, choreography, and vocal performance. Last year, we won 4 awards as a club, not including individually won student awards. Some of these awards include Outstanding Musical Production for Chicago Teen Edition, the Outstanding Dramatic Production for Puffs, the Jason Moyer Memorial Award for Theatrical Excellence, Outstanding Musical Production in the Northern Region. This year, we have received 13 nominations, some including the ensemble, outstanding vocals, and many nominations for individual roles. These do not include the tech nominations that have not come out yet. We have made leaps and bounds as a club. 3 years ago, we had a few nominations for Dancing at Lunasa and Mamma Mia, and for the past 2 years, we've been either the second or the most nominated club that is competing. The merit competition is an individualized audition-based competition that students whose schools are participating in Ray of Lights are eligible for. This is an opportunity to give students experience in managing high-pressure auditions, as we have many students who are interested in going into theater as a career. It's our goal to have 5 students a year participate in this competition. This year we have had 3, and each student has medaled.
Let's talk about infrastructure and then we'll bounce to Addie. So I want to talk infrastructure first. I guess I'm not going to do that. So we are looking to make more improvements in the space. I'm going to talk broad infrastructure, and then Connor, who has been learning lights for 4 years and who is going to be using that as he goes on to his integrated theater program at Bloomsburg, will continue to use. But there are some things that we are looking to continue to invest in our space. The stage, since I took over, has had a pretty major split in it at the very front edge that we would love to at some point put some work into getting repaired. There's glow tape there now that doesn't light up anymore. In addition to things that we want to add, we would love to look at collaborating with the CTE program to install a loft in the stage right wing. We've got all this vertical space that we aren't using. It would be great to get us some more storage because our prop room is very full. We would love to have more display opportunities, particularly in the lobby area. We were talking that we were really cool to be able to display some of our more interesting props and costumes so that as people come into the space, they get to have those memories of shows we've done before and also get excited about what comes next. We would love to find a way to increase storage, the ability to store things under the stage, especially the chairs and music stands. There's a lot of chairs that get stored behind the back curtain, and it winds up in negotiation in the music wing about where those go during show times and in concert times. It would be great for them to have a home that is not ultimately in the way. As well as one day looking to restore the rigging to the auditorium. And that is a blue sky dream thing. We used to be able to lower in all of the battens, which is where we hang lights and things. At one time, those could be lowered in so that it could be done very easily by anybody. As it stands now, the only way to access anything is to go up in a lift. And that would remain true in the front line anyways, but it would be very handy for things like hanging backdrops. They're very heavy. So one day it would be very cool to find the opportunity to restore that.
Excuse me, Erica, if you'd be so kind as to work with Dr. Redman and Sam Hoy, if there's anything on the facilities 10-year plan that should be put on, please coordinate those requests.
Amazing.
And that way the committee will have it there on our report.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that would be lovely.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you so much.
Didn't know this. Thank you.
Connor, would you like to speak more specifically on the lighting end?
Absolutely. So as Erica said, I am going to Bloomsburg to study in their integrated theater program, which is both performance classes, but also tech classes because of everything Erica has taught me on the light board and anything in tech, really. We have some pretty hefty tech investments we would love to have in the next, I think we said 5 years, or looking for 10.
The club itself is looking to make looking to invest around $6,000 a year. The club itself is looking to make that investment and looking to spend about $30,000 by 2030.
So our lighting rig right now it's very nice, but it's also very out of date and limiting for the age due to its low number of instruments we have both currently and back in our tech space. To do this, I'm going to sit down. So we would love to replace the Color Dash Pros. They are the quad Color Dash Pros
Want to
with,
replace the quad color strip lights.
right.
There you go.
So sorry, guys. With the Chauvet Color Dash Pros, which is also lights that both Millbrook Playhouse and the Community Theater League uses, and they're very nice to have.
They're also LED, which represents a lower energy cost.
And we have 6 of them already, and we would love to have 18, which is roughly looking to spend $9,504 on them. That does not include any of the DMX cords or any of the cabling that will be needed for that, which is also estimating another $900. We would also love to begin replacing our Altman source 4s on the front line with LED source 4s. Currently, there are 8 hung on the front line, and they would be $2,695 a piece for a total of a rough estimate of $21,560.
Now that's another blue sky dream. Ultimately, at least replacing these old Altman instruments, because I believe these were all bought when this building was built. Anecdotally, recently a conversation went around the tech theater space online where someone shared a specific tool that Altman used to make for their lights and said, haha, who still has these? And someone said, oh, I got that from Altman in 77. Haven't heard that name in a long time. So the lights we are using are not what you are seeing in most theaters these days. And I will say, again, anecdotally, we are seeing a lot of our Altman Fresnel instruments die. They're the sort of smaller lights. This is being experienced by other venues in the region. The lights are just no longer working. You can replace the lamps and nothing changes. So we're just moving to a point where some of the lights are no longer functional, and that is why they need replacing.
Okay, thank you. You have a voice and it's very important to us. It is, but anything that has to do with potential upgrades and purchases, please coordinate that with
Perfect.
Dr. Redden.
So
We'd
why
love to
don't-
hear about your experience, feedback from the public, anything, because I attended, I know some board members attended, and it was astounding.
Thank you.
So share the news,
Why don't we
please.
move on to what Addie was gonna talk about? Yes?
See.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Adeline Parker. I'm the club president. I want to talk about recruitment. So our goal is to increase participation by 50% over the next 5 years. Currently, we have 22 to 30 active members. We are going to do this by possibly making trips to the middle school to share some club opportunities and promote ourselves to the 7th and 8th graders. We would love to increase focus on technical tracks, such as advertising to the student body here at the high school, to search for students who possibly want to learn technical skills or want to expand on their abilities. We want to also connect with the elementary schools through previews and visits. So we would add another show for the children, which could possibly be fairy tales or storybooks.
Why don't we move on to the sort of the impact statements that we talked about for the end?
Hi again. It's important to note that drama club isn't just a social group. Students learn various life skills throughout the year, like we've talked about, technical skills, but they also partake in public speaking, construction, engineering, math, family sciences like sewing, clothing maintenance, cooking for each other, sharing cultures, and food safety with allergy awareness. Students learn and exercise their ability to work independently and as a team. As a co-leader of the prop department, I have witnessed the growth of creativity within each department. Every year we face numerous obstacles, and every year we get through it by working as a team. And this group of people and the people who couldn't make it tonight because they had previous plans, we've just grown so much as a club, especially with the help of our director, and we couldn't have done it without each and every member.
Did I hear that person here? Did you say you have about 30 active members?
Yes.
So I want to talk about how inclusive the drama club is. I have made so many new friends from this club, and coming in, I get really nervous when I'm coming into new groups, but now I can't imagine my life without these people. I mean, they've just become great friends, and you know, we lift each other up. When I wrote this down too. Where was it? Oh, right. Yeah. Everybody comes from different backgrounds, and during hard times, we uplift each other. And this also brings our community and school spirit together. I get so many compliments from students that come to the shows, so many compliments from teachers as well. And it's just really great. And I really love to see that happening throughout our school. And it's just amazing. And another thing that we do that kind of like brings us all together are our paper plate awards. This is an award. It's on a paper plate that can be like a joke passed down a club, usually given by a senior. It's similar to like most likely to succeed, something like that. But it gives us, you know, a time to forget about the show for a little bit and just, you know, be kids and just let us all like have some like, you know, team bonding or whatnot. And it's really, and I love how inclusive it is because everyone gets one and we just get to laugh a lot and have a lot of fun. And that's one of my favorite parts about this club is how inclusive it is. And I just can't like express my gratitude for all these people. And that's why I just love this club so much. The inclusivity. Yeah, there we go.
Got it. That's great.
I have community outreach.
I think we've probably taken up as much time as we had. Was there anything, like anything else you needed to hear, like wanted to hear from us?
Actually,
Yeah.
I know that some board members here, it was incredible. And thank you for reminding me to go. It was an incredible performance. And I'm just curious, have you ever been or developed or do we have any drama curriculum where there's actually a class where a student?
We don't have a class. Now there was, when I was in school, we had a musical theater, like a musical theater history class. I have developed like the curriculums that I offer in club, and I had another curriculum that I taught when I was teaching in New York. But that we do not at this time offer a class in theater here.
Okay, well noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
I want to say that I go to a lot of Millbrook Playhouse through the year. You guys stood right in line with them. Your performance was outstanding. It's wild you're going to Bloomsburg because there was a Bloomsburg teacher that came to this to see it. And she was just blown away, totally. And she could not tell everybody enough of how great a show you guys did. So well done. Very well done.
Yeah, I agree. I think this was the best one that I've seen from you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Very proud of yourself.
Thank you for what you've done, because that's what we notice on a regular basis is those folks that do come back and they do things for alma maters, and obviously your experiences are working with the kids here. And we can go back to our own drama coaches back in the 50s and 60s, and we know what that feels like, and it's really, really great to see that that's available now for our young folk here who we talked to not too long ago at the Station Gallery, and you were talking about what you're doing. Well, you were, yeah, and but a lot of credit goes to what you're doing, what you're bringing as far as energy and your experience. Definitely, because not everybody can do what you're doing. So thank you.
No, I couldn't.
Thank you.
All right, can we give them a round of applause? One last one for your show? All right, thank you so much for taking the time to come.
Thank you for having
Appreciate it. B2, Virtual
Do you just want
Academy.
me to
Oh,
send this here?
Yes, that's.
yes, thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Presentation number 2, Virtual Academy School of the Month. Please come up and introduce yourself, Dave.
Is this still on? Oh, perfect. Andrew, you ready?
And Dave, would you please introduce yourself?
I will. I'm Dave Peters. I am the Virtual Academy Principal. I'm also the Athletic Director here for Central Mountain High School and Central Mountain Middle School. This is my second year as the Virtual Academy Principal, so I've been in Keystone now 27 years. I've been around here a long time. I've been elementary, middle school, and now here at the high school. So the Virtual Academy was kind of a new opportunity for me, and one that I really was fortunate enough to get a chance to work with. I've learned a lot in the 2 years where I've been involved. I've had a chance to speak last year around this time to some of you, and I know there are some new members, so I don't want to recap everything, but I'll give you some background. And one of my goals here today is just to kind of try to be as upfront with you as possible in regards to some of the numbers, how they're changing, and what they could mean for the future of Keystone Central. Go ahead, Andrew. So as far as I referenced, the purpose of the presentation is really to talk about how the KCSD Virtual Academy has evolved over the years. We'll talk a little bit about enrollment updates. I'll highlight some key features and benefits of our program versus some of the cyber charters, and talk a little bit about our commitment to our future. So a little did you know, first cyber charter in Pennsylvania was opened in 2000. It was the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School. So as far as online learning goes here in Keystone Central, we've had aspects of online learning for over 10 years. It hasn't always been the virtual academy. Some of it dates back to our Heart Academy, which was our alternative education program years ago. And we used some different programs at that time. But in the 2018-2019 school year, as Mr. Evie was involved and we began to work with the Central Intermediate Unit 10 and the consortium, we kind of made the move to go to the KCSD K-12 Virtual Academy, which was the 18-19 school year. And I emphasize that because that was pre-COVID. And so we were already moving in that direction. Go ahead, Andrew. Thank you. So a little bit more about our cyber charter enrollment timeline and some more did you know. As referenced, early 2000s, the enrollment is very small across the state of Pennsylvania, only a few thousand students statewide. By approximately 2010, the cyber charter enrollment was growing steadily to a point of about 20,000 students at that time in the early 2000s. So pre-pandemic, 2010 to 2019, especially looking at 2015 to 2019, the enrollment sort of stabilized and gradually increased. And so by 1920 school year, we were looking at about 38,000 students enrolled in some type of online learning at that time. Then came COVID, and it kind of changed everything for all of us. So online learning kind of really became to the forefront and it was utilized by a lot more people. And so the 2020-21 school year is as we were kind of coming back from COVID. The enrollment spiked to about 60,000 students. And so when you're looking back at 1920 at about 38,000, it rose to 60,000 students across the state of Pennsylvania accessing some type of online learning through one of the cyber charters. And that was the largest increase in PA history, and it was a growth of about 60% in 1 year. So moves on to post-pandemic. As we came back 21 through the 2024 school year, we start to see enrollment kind of decline a little bit. People were willing to go back in person. After the first years or so, they started making their way back in. And then 23-24 school year, they stayed right around 60,000 students, and so we were kind of holding in that trend. Go ahead, Andrew. Back one. So when you look at the current era, saying 2024 through 2026, there are 14 cyber charters in the state of Pennsylvania. Enrollment currently is around 55,000 to 60,000, again, staying in that 60,000 student range. Some of the trends we're seeing most recently, end of 2025 and into the beginning of 2026, we've seen state oversight and funding reform start to happen. It's a conversation that we've had, here with this group before, knowing that the impacts that the cyber schools have on Keystone Central, as well as all the other districts in Pennsylvania. So Act 47 was something that really kind of came to the forefront in November of 2025. And things that we see more directly addresses truancy. Wellness checks became a requirement. Saw a slight decrease in some of the tuition rates, not necessarily what we had hoped. But also one of the things that we've experienced is when we reached out to cyber charters before about kids that we were believing no longer lived in our district, they did not provide us with the information. And now twice a year, they are required to verify student residency. So then again, we are not getting billed for students who should not be Keystone Central kids. And that was a very difficult process and one that the state has recognized. The other current trend that we're looking at House Bill 1500, and that was the one that was discussed and trying to put an $8,000 rate on every student. It's still out there. It did pass the House level and it's kind of still sitting out there, but significantly would change things for us when we're currently paying just under 14,000, right around 14,500 for students. Yeah, that's with the decrease. It was over 15,000 and would certainly bring a lot more money back to Keystone Central if that were to move forward. Go ahead, Andrew. So again, just kind of a summary of some of those numbers that we just talked about. You can see that enrollment pattern from 2000 to 2010 to 2019, 2021 and 24, the numbers I kind of referenced for you. And you can see in that early launch phase, less than 5,000, saw some really rapid early growth, continued to expand as more cyber charter opportunities were created with more schools. We saw the COVID spike, and then again, it's kind of stabilized and stayed in that range.
Didn't know that.
So a little bit about us and our Keystone Central Virtual Academy. And so that you're aware, currently we have students in 4 of the 5 elementary schools, but we only have 1 student in each of those schools. At the secondary level, at the Central Mountain High School, Middle School, and at Bucktail Middle School and High School, there's a total of 271 active students. And so I say active students, some are full-time. We have right around 100 students that are full-time, totally online. That's the full curriculum. And then another 171 students that do what we reference as a hybrid.
Yeah.
And so the hybrid option is one I think that makes us unique, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. But I think it's one of the keys to our future, and I think it's something that's going to prove to be valuable for us as we try to get students to come back to Keystone Central. So we're growing fast. And as I referenced, this is my second year as the online principal. So I threw some data up there to kind of see quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4 is how we referenced. And when you see the courses at the end, that's the number of courses we're taking and the cost for those courses. So for instance, if I said for last year, which would be this time of year last year, well, we had students taking 620 courses. The cost for those courses, it's approximately a little over $300 a course, right in that range. And then you can look over to this school year. And so you can see each of the marking periods, we've shown a steady increase in the number of students that are beginning to access online curriculum. We're not at the end of this quarter yet, so I don't have those total numbers in quarter 4, but I think what it speaks to is we've already spent what we spent last year, and we know we're going to be spending more. And so I want to be upfront about that, but I think spending that is important to us if we were going to work to continue to grow and get our kids back. Yep.
May I interrupt?
Mhm.
Now, when you say that's the cost, what does that cost represent? The staff?
Cost for courses.
Curriculum,
So this is just cost for courses, and then we do pay the consortium the base fee, and that was a little bit we talked about in the catalog.
Okay. All right.
And so, yep, this is just price for the number of courses we're accessing.
Okay.
And so what's changing a little bit for us, the biggest things we're hearing again is flexibility. We think our hybrid version is something that again sets us apart from other cyber charter schools. We have that option. And when I say hybrid, to be clear about it, students can come here in a variety of different ways. We have a lot of students in our CTE program that also do online. They like to come in, they like the CTE, they want to do that hands-on opportunity, but they also like accessing their curriculum and going out, and some of them go, through Daisy Killinger and they go into the workforce, they do some different things. And so I think it's crucial. We also have students that do a mix of classes in person and classes online. And there's different reasons for that. Some kids know I need to be in that math class. I need that opportunity. I need that. But there are things, electives and different things that I can take, and I can be very successful with them in the virtual platform. So we see a lot of those different things. We have some students that, due to some medical reasons, different things, they're also accessing online curriculum. So that hybrid piece, we do have one online classroom. It is here at the high school. We have, or had, 2 students from the middle school that were also coming up here. And I'll talk a little bit about that later, but I think that's one of the opportunities. We've seen an increase at Bucktail. When I first started, we didn't have a lot of students up there. More and more, one of the things that we're seeing the Bucktail students do is want to access a broader base of elective options. And because of the smaller staffing and the smaller size of the school, they sometimes don't have as many elective choices to them. And so the online profile and opportunities that they can get, we've also seen up there, they can access a lot more AP courses through the online. And I have a group of young ladies up there that are all pressing each other to try to see who will be the valedictorian and all that. And so they've really taken advantage of some of the AP courses. And so I just think those are new opportunities as we learn and grow and see what's going on that kids are starting to take advantage of.
Great.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Dave,
Sorry.
what's the graduation percentage from cyber as opposed to brick and mortar?
Yeah, all of our students, as far as our seniors that were in, whether they be full-time or whether they were part-time, were graduates this past year. And so we're obviously approaching that time right there this school year, but currently we don't have anybody that we anticipate will not graduate who's full-time in our program.
Dave, how's that? That's your academy, correct?
Yes, our
Okay, how
academy.
about,
Yeah, broader scale, I don't really have that information.
Okay.
What I can say to you is a trend that we see is this time of year, we start to see some kids come back from the outside cyber charters. And typically when we're seeing that, they are students who have fallen significantly behind. From an attendance perspective and some of the outside charters, they are, as long as they make up the work, it doesn't matter if they do all of it at the end of the school year, they're not counted as absent. When they reach to that point at the end of the year and then they can't make it up and they don't get credit, then they don't continue sometimes to allow all those students to return. Even most recently, Judge Miller has worked with a couple families and has encouraged them to come back and utilize ours. But we do see some students return. There was a time, and it's still pretty typical, that students that are in, like I said, they can complete the course at any time frame. We have different guidelines in regards to attendance. And so when we see students are not completing their work in a timely manner, things like that, then we begin to act on that in a much quicker fashion.
all right, I have an, I may have missed this, but you said you have 271 students. That's this year?
This year, currently.
Okay, so how many did you have last year?
I'll show you. Yeah. We're right on the same page here.
Is it?
So when you look at our enrollment trends, and this is 21-22 through 25-26.
Okay.
See, Bill, we're thinking alike. We got it. And so when you look across that, there are 4 distinct marking periods that we're looking at: September, December, March, and June. And so when you're asking about 24-25, at the end of last school year, we were at 240.
And we got,
And right now, we're showing that we're going to end up with 297. That's currently where we're looking at. That was from our April. I did highlight that. That was from the April report that we're looking. And sometimes when you see those numbers are a little bit different, that's because students are completing classes at different time periods. And so some complete early, and we count them a little differently.
so the increase in course load seems to be in line with the increase in students.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And do you by any chance have, or Frank, you might know too, how many students are there, not just cyber school, total students in the state of Pennsylvania?
I don't know that answer for you off the top of my head.
You mean in like a hybrid, in a in-class public school cyber charter or a
No, not
for-profit?
cyber at all. Just how many students?
Students
do we
across
have
the
in
state.
state?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a handle on how many kids are going into.
Yeah, when it's saying 60,000, what percentage of 60,000
exactly.
across it is, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just unfortunately don't know that
Okay.
information.
I'm sorry, I mean, I don't want to
He
blindside you.
Googled, he Googled.
It's about 1.7 million.
Thank you.
Dave,
That's,
on there,
that's public schools.
you're showing 22 at 288, 23 at 257, 24 at 232, then last year 240. Why, do you know why it dropped so drastically and why it picked back up so drastically?
So it kind of ties in with a little bit of like what we're talking about with COVID. So in the 21-22, we still had a lot of parents keeping their kids at home.
Right.
If you recall, we were still doing all the checks, and sometimes we went remote for periods of time when we had too many cases of COVID in the building, some of those things. So a lot of families, particularly 21, 22, they just weren't ready.
Okay.
Gradually, as you look at those numbers, it kind of, came back down. Now we're seeing that increase go back up for us,
Okay.
and I think, again, it's students taking advantage of online. I think as more students have, the word is spread internally in the building.
Yeah.
I become more popular with seniors lately. I don't know why. They really seem like if they can do their work at home, particularly the latter part, they really seem to want more and more to do that. And so I think those are trends, and I based on the information I'm looking at, the number of kids that are saying that they're going to come back to online next year, I feel like that's going to continue to grow. Yes, Andrew, thank you. So again, what kids are saying to us, they really enjoy the flexible scheduling options, whether that allows them to be at home, use that hybrid schedule, and more this year than any year, we've seen a lot more kids in our online room. And there are kids that are here all day, but they don't leave the online room. So we also have a lot more kids coming in and out of the room throughout the day. They may, again, access a certain course or time period, or they may come into the online room. I have kids that just come in for a couple of days of the week just because they need that checking in and doing those things, and then they choose to stay at home for the rest of the week. Kids are saying they just like working from home. They're comfortable. It's where they feel like they can get it. Makes us all nervous sometimes, and I talk with parents frequently, but they've shown that they can handle it. Not everybody. We do have cases where we communicate and we get everybody back on board, but the majority are being very successful. Fits their learning style. I talk to kids about, when they're in a classroom, whether the pace is too fast or too slow. It's something that allows them to kind of go at their own pace. They also talk about, I have Monday, Tuesday, if I really work on stuff, I can knock out what I'm required to do to meet my content for the week. And maybe I can take an easier day later in the week. And so they utilize that to fit their style. I have a few athletes that have utilized this as an opportunity. I have some wrestlers last year and this year who are going and working. They're going to be big time collegiate athletes that they're already there and being recruited and signing. And they manage this schedule, but they also are doing additional workouts and routines. Our state champion tennis player from a year ago, she also utilized online learning to allow her to continue to build some of those skills and manage her growth in tennis as well. So I think that those are great opportunities for kids that have that unique set of skills. And then the other one is lots of kids talk about their personal health or their mental health. And I feel like a lot of students have embraced the online piece because it eliminates a lot of those factors that are causing them stress.
Great.
All right.
So again, this is really what we offer. With our agreement with the consortium, we get 4 vendors right now. They're all highlighted: Harris Digital Learning, used to be Edison Learning, Accelerate Ed, eDynamic, Keys to Driving. We have 3 courses under Keys to Driving: Keys to Motorcycles, and Keys to ATV. The Keys to Driving is a very popular course because we are finding more and more insurance companies are taking it as a discount for families insurance.
Oh.
And so it's become a very popular course. And again, I referenced already, but the CTE and online, the CTE in the online room, the hybrid options, different things. And again, we think that's really one of our calling cards in our program. So we talked a little bit about the costs, and I have talked about those in the past, but right now, as I say to you, if you consider an 8-period day, about $300 a class, so you're looking at about $2,400 for a student if they take that full online. Whereas if that student leaves our district, you're looking at, if they're a regular kid, it's probably about $15,000. Special ed is almost $30,000. And so significant differences in those costs. And so down here in the corner, it says the big question: how do we get our students to choose our virtual academy over other cyber schools? Because I think that's the real area that we know as we talk about finances and growth and all those things. Why are these kids gone? Go ahead, Andrew. So This is a kind of a projection of right now. So we talked about there are 14 cybers. You'll see Sugar Valley is listed on there. Young Scholars is a private school that sometimes we have to utilize and send to. But here's a picture of across the state. And you'll notice Commonwealth Charter is by far the biggest competitor that for our students. 249 students. If you do some calculations, whether you're saying 15,000 for 165 or 30,000 for 84, we're talking a significant amount of money, and that's just one of the people we're competing with. And so I think that gives you some perspective. Obviously, it's there, and we don't need to talk about all those numbers. But I think an important piece of this is we are not seeing huge amounts of kids come and go. It's not like we're seeing 25 more kids go to CCA right now. We may see a couple go up or a couple go down, but it really has remained consistent. And so from my perspective, one of the things I would say to you is the kids that have gone to these have gone all along. It's not that they're leaving Keystone Central. Yes, there are a few, but I don't think that's as significant. When we also look at this across time, we're not seeing a ton of kids come back. So they seem to go to these different cyber charters. A lot of them, you'll see they're 4 kids, 5 kids, 4 kids, and we recognize that the numbers are not huge. So go ahead, Andrew.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That last slide you had, please. Am I reading this correctly? Please help me.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we have, as of 5/6/2026, we have 721 of our students are in charter schools right now?
You would have to take, well, if you're including Sugar Valley.
Oh, take out the 382.
And young scholars. You're
Okay.
still looking at
Oh, yeah.
over 400
No,
kids.
Yep. Okay.
300, I'm sorry.
So we want to get those kids back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so from my end, I think the things that I would leave you with this presentation to think about is just understand online learning is not going away. I referenced it's been over 25, 26 years at this point. Our virtual academy is growing, and it's growing rapidly. Plan for now and the future. There's going to be change. We've got to commit to growth. And again, look for ways to help us become the virtual school of choice. Invest in the virtual academy like all other schools, such as locations, staffing, vision for the future. And I referenced a little bit, we only have one online room. And so we are discussing internally as administrators how we can staff that. Doesn't necessarily I have to have another online teacher, but are there people with availability in their schedule to help support some of the things that are going on? And we think there are. So those will be additional conversations. Hopefully that may lead to maybe an online room at the middle school or an online room maybe at Bucktail at some point if we show that we have those needs. And then a big piece for us is we need to advertise and promote and help educate our community the importance of getting students to enroll in our virtual academy, because it can have a significant impact on our budget as well as potentially taxes. When we're talking some of these changes and things that have to happen, if we can start bringing kids back at $30,000 a student or 5-10 students can be a significant impact. And so the more we put out there that we have the opportunity to support these students and again, get them to explore and see what we're doing, that could be a significant financial savings for us. That's all I have for you. Any other questions?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Oh, the board, we passed that the IU-10 is going to be doing the cyber charter study, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, so do we know when they're starting that roughly?
No,
Okay.
we've started the conversation with the IU.
Okay.
We don't have those
Fair
details
enough.
worked out.
So Dave, you're a key component, I'm hoping, with your with administration, because that study that we're paying for, that is going to be probably, hopefully critical to give us information on what we should consider to grow our own virtual hybrid program. Because I'm convinced, I've been watching this for years now. I'm excited to see what happens with the staffing study and where we are next year with this. Any other questions for Dave? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Number 3, CTC Skills USA. And thank you for putting all that information on board docs. It's very helpful. We have a really good understanding.
This are
Good evening. I'm Ashley Brungard and I'm the child care instructor, folks.
Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt. Thank you.
I'm pretty loud. I'm Ashley Brungard and I'm the child care instructor here with our CTC program. And this is Mrs. Daisy Killinger. She's the DO and the co-op instructor through CTC. Before I even get started with skills, if you've not visited our CTC program, you should. You should stop in and visit while our students are here and see the amazing things that they are doing in those programs. It's quite impressive.
It is.
We have about 600 students now in how many different programs?
15.
In 15 different programs. So if you have time, please stop and visit. I'm not sure if you want to come to my room. It's a little chaotic with preschool, but stop in. I'll welcome you. So we are the Skills USA advisors for Keystone Central this year, and we're just here to brag a little bit about our amazing students this evening. If you're not familiar with Skills USA, Skills USA is a nationwide organization that is specific to career and technical education. And nationwide, there's about 500,000 students who are involved in Skills USA. Here at Keystone Central, we've grown, I think 6 years ago, it was about 50-ish maybe students, and we're now over 100 students in our Skills USA. So it's pretty impressive. It is designed to create career-ready leaders through their CTC program, building those workplace skills, those personal skills, so that when they walk out of here, they are highly recruited by employers. And so we have a small sampling here with us tonight. Many could not make it because of sports and work and other commitments, but I'm going to brag a little bit about them. So our District 6 competition was back in January, and we took 44 students to the district competition at Penn College from 9 different programs, I think I'm right, from 9 different CTC programs here at Keystone. After that, we headed to Hershey to the state competitions, and we were there with over 50 schools from across the state. And we've become a force when we show up at Hershey. I remember my first year there, I think I heard our name maybe once or twice, and I was hearing all these other schools, and I thought, wow, I wish that was us. We are now that. And kudos to my fellow CTC instructors who are working so hard with these students. But it's been really impressive to watch the growth and see them really excel. Oh, good. Okay. So we took 22 students then to Hershey with us. And we competed with all of these schools. There were over 100 different competitions there. We had students from biotechnology with us, childcare, culinary, drafting and design, diversified occupations, precision machining, health occupations, so there was quite a variety for us to be there and have all these different competitions with these students. We were there 3 full days. Opening ceremonies, competitions, meetings, award ceremonies, dinners. It's quite an experience. And then we had quite a few place winners. Mm-hmm. So I believe that information was shared with you all, but that's great. Tonight we have Reese Swift with us. Reese, do you want to introduce your team? Because your team's here and you can tell them what you competed in.
I need to stand up.
No, you don't have to.
All right. Good evening. My name is Reese Swift. I'm actually the president of the Skills USA Club, and one of my teammates is the vice president. A little bit about our team. I'll pass it over to you two so you can explain your parts a little bit more. We focused on, we were doing career pathways for industrial engineering technology. It was presenting, our idea this year was redesigning our library, and we were presenting it as a project. We worked with many people, worked with Mr. Sam Hoy, reached out to several people, worked on our own design, and focused on a lot of stuff, leadership, teamwork, stuff like that.
Yeah, my name is Olivia Treckingast, and I'm the vice president of Skills USA. But we pretty much got to work with industry professionals in redesigning the library, which it kind of relates to what Mr. Peters was just talking about, because we were trying to turn it into like an online learning space. But we were able to compete, and we got second place in the state. And previously last year, Reese, me, and Caroline is not here today, but we all got first place last year, and we were able to go to nationals, which was an incredible experience. But this year, Caroline got second place in architectural drafting. Yeah.
My name is Jackson Hardy, and this is my first year on this club, and it was a wonderful experience to participate in the state level. And with this club, in our group especially, we really got to diversify our understanding of the different softwares we use in drafting and design, and really solidify our ideas and really advance our understanding of how to use these things and how to use them in a more practical situation. Yes, that is correct. I think that's anyone next.
Just talk about skills overall. Okay, my name is Jalen. I'm Marshall. I competed in the promotional bulletin board aspect of Skills USA. Like Jackson said, going there it's an extraordinary program to be a part of. You learn so many things that are so useful. You learn how to be a team member, a leader. You learn how to communicate. You learn how to be on time. You learn how to be efficient. You learn all these things. And we can all admit learning, not always fun. But with Skills USA, it always was. I mean, whether it was the ride down to states, had a whole bunch of fun talking, practicing our speeches, going crazy thinking we were gonna fail. But you get to come back to a group who cares about you. You get to have friends. You make this little family, and you get to have so much fun while learning so many things that you need to know in your life. I mean, even working, I thought I was doing a good job at work, but being a part of this group, I learned so many things, and I'm so much better at communicating. I'm better at working with people. I mean, like I said, you learn so many things. It's great. And you get to teach people things too. Like with our board, we got to teach people about what Skills USA is, and hopefully it'll get more people to join, because going there, you get to interact with all these different people who are smart, they are kind, they are genuine. It's wonderful. And anyone who joins Skills is lucky to be in it. So getting to go and share it, tell people about it, great. I hope they listen, because they should join, and you should check it out.
I think you said about anything I want to say.
Hi, my name is Adeline Parker. I'm the secretary of the club. I am, as far as I'm concerned, the first student from culinary to compete in a baking competition at Skills. I placed first in districts with my partner in cake decorating. And Skills, well, at the state level, we might not have placed top 3. We did get to learn a lot, though, especially about what other schools and other programs of culinary are doing to prepare their competitors, especially since this was our first time having someone compete in baking. We saw so much, we learned so much, especially from all the chefs that came there. And we got, despite our placement, we got lots of compliments during critiques about how well we worked together. And I think that's really goes to show how important our program is. Yes. The other groups were quiet and they didn't really talk much and argued a lot, but I feel like at our school, we really prioritized creating friendships and relationships with the people around us so we can better work together. And I might not compete again, but I hope next year, showing how far I went and knowing what I know now will help other kids to go further in baking.
That's great. Thank you.
Well, Adeline mentioned numerous times, despite her placement, but top 10 in the state is pretty amazing. And I don't think that we should
Good.
downplay that at all.
No.
By the way, this is Damian Winter. He was on Jalen's promotional bulletin board team.
Hi, my name's Elena Carnahan, and I competed with Maitland Dilly and Leah Carsitter, who is not here tonight, but we competed in the community service competition. And with this, we created our project Pediatric Hygiene Clinic. So we went to different elementary schools and daycares like within the district and in our area to teach young children about the various aspects of hygiene and just how to stay clean, especially in our area. We've noticed that some kids are lacking in this area of knowledge. And with this, we provided each student with a bag of supplies that they can take home to clean themselves. We also did a tissue drive in our CTE, and we were able to give tissues to all the teachers and administration in the high school. And we also provided each teacher with disinfecting wipes and tissues. And through our hard work and through the help of our teachers and amazing staff that helped us get to states, we were able to place first, which is an amazing opportunity. I'm very excited to go to nationals. It's just great to be able to build my future. And as I'm an aspiring healthcare worker, it just really sets in stone what my future could be. I'm just really excited.
That's great. Wow.
I'm Sloan Coakley. I'm in childcare, and I competed with two of my other teammates who are not here tonight. We competed in Career Pathways Human Services, and we went to our local elementary school, Mill Hall, and we taught 3 different small groups of kindergarten students how to say CVC words. Those are super important for them to learn. It teaches them how to blend out each sound to make a whole word. So it was really important, and we got second, but we do have the opportunity to go. So we are going.
Yeah, so we are taking 2 teams, Career Pathways Human Services and Community Service, both to Skills USA National Leadership and Skills Conference in Atlanta in June. So we are super excited about that. It's an amazing opportunity. This will be my 3rd trip there with our students. And it's amazing to see from our small community that we are taking more and more students to the national level from the CTC programs. So it's pretty impressive.
I just wanted to add too that the groups that we are taking to nationals, they are 11th graders and 10th graders. So a lot of times you will see usually 12th graders go at that level, but we're taking students that aren't to their 12th grade year yet, which was good for us this year because the competition is the first week in June this year. So we would have had to have contended with graduation. But we even had a 9th grade student that made it through districts and got himself to the state level as a 9th grader in Health Hawk. He was doing a demonstration for, I believe it was taking a blood pressure. And he ended up placing 4th. So a 9th grader, 4th place at states, that's amazing. So we are starting to incorporate the younger students that are going, so they're getting that experience as they're moving up through. So I used to advise Skills USA for multiple years, and I took a break when I became the DO coordinator, and I'm back this year to help Mrs. Broomgard, and I am amazed at how far that the program has really grown and the students that are members now. And this year was a great group of kids that we took from districts the whole way up through. So it's nice to see that we've got some really good students, and they're just good humans too. So that's good.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
You should be very proud of yourselves.
Just want to tell you guys, you don't have to come back here with the #1 prize
Yeah.
to be a winner, okay? the fact that you stepped out of your box, you stepped out of your comfort zone, you did the best you could, you're already a winner. That's all there is. That's what life is about, doing them things, taking that challenge and doing it. So congrats to all of you. You've all done a fantastic job.
Yep. And you, Bill, you said, did you want to say something?
I can just say, I think they should be very proud of themselves. They've done very well. I think you teachers should be proud of yourselves for getting them there.
Absolutely.
Curious about that cake.
And if
You would have been sad to
if
see
the
what
guy
happened to
was
that
taking the
cake.
blood pressure did it right, he's better than a lot of people in most of the doctor's offices I go to now.
Great.
I'll bring food next time.
Oh, you win.
Well, anyone else? Okay, I just want to, we deeply appreciate you waiting and presenting to us this evening, and I will say this. I've been here a few years and I've noticed this, and please take this as a compliment and respectful. Our outlier instructors and outlier classes, they really seem to, underneath the radar, they keep rising up, and this is one of them. And just like the just like the cyber charter that we saw previously. Whatever's inspiring all of you, it keeps us here, keeps us grounded. So thank you so much. Okay, and have a wonderful summer if we don't see you. All right?
Thank you.
Good job. Okay. Action item C1, Central Mountain Middle School. Student government reports. There she is. Okay.
Hello, Keystone Central School Board. My name is Josie Hendershot, and I am from Central Mountain Middle School. I'm here as student government representative of Central Mountain Middle School. In April, we celebrated our hard work at the end of quarter 3 with our March Madness Basketball Award. We performed at Kent's Fest and LHU and won some awards. Miss Rippey's class earned Creative Expression Award. Miss Hagenstaller and Miss Michelle's class received Curtain Call Award and Peg Brisley's Best Show in first place. I wanted to say I love to see the kids that go to the Kent's Fest because they are so excited to be able to have that opportunity to go there and to perform, because whenever they get back there, so excited. We also held class meetings with each grade level and began our Be Responsible activity. Students who earn 3 tickets from Stafflety receive a bracelet, and more tickets earn raffle drawings and entries. I have a bracelet on my wrist from getting 3 tickets. We worked extremely hard during 7 days in PSSA testing. All grade levels completed ELA and Math PSSA tests. 5th and 8th graders completed the Science PSSA tests. Coming up, we have field trips and reward days to end our school year on a fun and positive note. Current 4th graders will come and visit our school during the move-up days. That's all I have.
What's a move-up day? Is it going?
So they go up into the middle school to like tour it and see what kind of classes we have and stuff.
So that's, I guess, helps them get ready for the.
Yes.
That's great. Okay. Any more questions, board members? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Central Mountain High School, please.
Go Cat.
Good evening. Tomorrow, the CMHS and Bucktail student governments will participate in a summit together where we will meet with school administrators, District Attorney Mr. Strauss, and County Commissioner Ms. Harding. Mr. Mainford has personally invited all of the board members to attend, and it's not too late to come. Thank you, Dr. Baldino, Mr. Scaff, Mr. Wyckoff, for signing up to speak with us at tomorrow. Did you also sign up? Oh, he didn't tell me that.
What's wrong with my emails? I don't understand why people are getting
Thank
my
you,
emails.
Mrs. Lynch.
I'm there.
Spring sports are still in full swing. CMHS Drama Club is preparing for Ray of Lights, the awards ceremony, and is proud to announce their 13 nominations, not including the tech nominations. The high school has been preparing for prom. Students enjoyed participating in this week's Spirit Week with themes such as Surfer versus Biker, Patriotic Day, Meme Day, Throwback Thursday, and Twin Day. This year's theme for prom is Under the City Lights. Senior Ball will be taking place next Saturday. The first week of AP exams is done, and we have a couple more next week. We begin the Keystone exams next Monday. The orchestra would like to thank Mr. Scaff for The orchestra would like to thank Mr. Scaff for attending their orchestra concert last night. The concert band would like to invite the school board to their concert on May 12th and the jazz band's concert on May 13th. That's all I have for you tonight. Thank you.
That's a lot. Thank you so much.
What were those concerts?
The concert band on May 12th and the jazz band on May 13th.
And the
And they're gonna
location?
be here at the
Yep.
auditorium?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
They
Do you
did,
want, oh, I'm sorry. Go
they
ahead.
did a good job with the orchestra last night and what they did. They even had the little elementary kids join in with them.
Yeah.
And those kids rocked. They did a great job.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Good.
All right. D1, Superintendent's Report. Please, Dr. Redmond.
Okay, I'll try to go quick because we have a bunch of business left on the agenda here. We're 4 weeks away from our graduation. So 4 weeks from yesterday, we'll be at the Bucktail graduation, and the Central Mountain High School graduation is on June 4th. So make sure you mark your calendars for those 2 dates. On Tuesday, I was in Harrisburg at the PASA, that's the Superintendent's Organization Advocacy Day. So I spent some time walking up and down the halls in the Capitol building, talking to legislators and staff members about some of the priorities having to do with things like the cyber charter rules or school funding, some of the unfunded mandates that are kind of floating around, and a few of the other pending legislative items. It was a good event. The legislators and the staffers were happy to talk to us. Another one of the things that I spoke to quite a few of them about was our efforts that came from Bucktail to have our state fossil changed from the trilobite, which it is now, into the Hydrocaton basetti, which is the fossil that's only found up in Red Hill and Bucktail. It's been stuck in a committee because of some political maneuverings. And I think I was able to get some shaking done and a tentative commitment from one of the other committee chairs to try to get it moving along in the House again. So that was really good news.
Nice.
You've heard a couple of things. Thank you, Kat, for the reminders about the upcoming events. Please check your calendars, and you can click a little box over on the side that says the district calendar, and all of the events that are happening in the district are coming up. So you'll see things like the concerts and so forth, so that you can figure out which one of those you want to attend. This morning I heard about something that I guess I should have heard about before. There's a company called Project Transition that is petitioning the Woodward Board to try to open a psychiatric treatment facility, kind of a halfway house. They want to build in fairly close proximity to Woodward Elementary. And personally, when I look at that from a superintendent standpoint, I have some questions about whether or not it makes sense to put that kind of facility in that close to one of our elementary schools. Shelby, I would like it if maybe you and I can talk a little bit more. The next meeting is on May 12th at 6 o'clock. The Woodward Township zoning hearing board is having a hearing, try to make a decision on Project Transition's application to get a special exception to change the zoning so they can put this facility in. And of course, any board member is welcome. It's a public meeting, but since that's your area, I thought maybe we could talk a little bit more about that. Last thing I want to touch on, Alexa Weissert, you heard from her last time. She runs our Champions program and our preschool, the Champions preschool program that we're housing at Robb. She was selected as one of the 12 Quality Achievement Award winners in the state for her sustained excellence and leadership in delivering a high quality learning experience. I certainly see that when I drop in Robb and see what's going on. We certainly see that in the outcomes and the students as they work through the year there and as they move on into our kindergarten classes. So congratulations to Alexa, and thank you for all of her hard work and the wonderful things she does with kids. That's all I have for today.
That's great.
I'm sorry, one other thing. I'm sorry, one other thing that I wanted to share with the board. I've had students, I've had staff, I've had community members and parents all ask me to ask the board if you would all please share with the public what your plans and ideas are for the transition. Because of course, everyone knows I'm leaving at the end of this school year. And so they would like to know what's coming up because they haven't heard anything about it. And they're feeling a little bit of tension and uncertainty about what the next steps are for the board.
Okay, I can speak to that. If we don't go too long this evening, and if we can still keep 5 of us here, we're gonna have an executive session after this meeting to finalize some things. I'm hoping we can come to a final consensus so we can move forward. Okay? So that's my update.
Okay.
All right? Thank you very much. Okay, committee reports.
Hearing of
Oh, hearing of visitors. I'm sorry, I did that last time. My apologies. There's no one? Okay, thank you very much. Committee reports. Number 1, curricular, co-curricular committee, please.
So we met,
Thank you.
You don't have to doc.
It's late day of school for them.
Boy, that cleared them out.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we met April 27th around 6 o'clock. We were just kind of talking. One of the biggest things that were brought up was Ms. Hall really encouraged the board to go in for some classroom visits to kind of get together with her and see if we can kind of, have the board go in, look, groups at a time. Obviously, not everybody at the same time, but trying to get something for the beginning of the school year. Like we can do something for the end here, but it's getting real hectic with all the testing and stuff going on and everything, them trying to wrap things up with the kids and stuff. So something for like the beginning of the school year, kind of, tour some of the classrooms and stuff. So she really encourages to reach out to her and try to get that done. And I think that's about it.
Yes, well, you
From
have
what I
something
written
here.
We talked about the textbooks also.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you. We did bring up so they have the textbooks that was for the science class that he brought in. And they would like to have the fundings for bring on those textbooks and the paper, what is it, the worksheets that go with it. So they want support to go with those textbooks. I was looking through the textbooks, I thumbed through them. And they definitely, it's just another tool for the teachers to kind of help the students and kind of help them guide the students in the learning process. So yeah, I do encourage the board to kind of look into that because they do need that tool in their pocket for these kids. So.
Maybe. Question. So in order to make a visit, who would I talk to do that? Would it be directly to her? Would it be to Frank?
Maybe.
Yeah, so to Dr. Holo and myself.
Yeah.
If you just contact us simultaneously and figure out where you want to go, then we'll work with the principal and find out the appropriate.
It's fun.
place.
Yeah, I don't want to do something stupid, so.
No, you'll love it, Rich. You will.
Yep.
Oh, quick question. Do you want your committee to meet in June or July or not? And if you don't want to, that's fine. I will just add things to the work session. So you folks decide if you want to meet in June, July, and just let everyone know, please.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I think June sounds all right, but I think they what was it?
Whatever you decide.
All right, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, whatever you decide. Okay, thank you so much. F2, Facilities Committee Chair, please.
We met on the 28th and had quite an informational facilities meeting. There's quite a few warranty problems with Liberty Curtain. Sam is working very diligently on it. We've asked twice now for the contractors and the companies to come in and talk with us about these on the warranties and stuff. and they pretty much said, no, they're not coming. So to make a long story short, we kind of took a consensus that the monies that are owed, Sam is watching it real hard, Dr. Redmond's watching it, Joni's watching it. They're not going to get final payments until the things are fixed and it's done.
Yeah, I think they shouldn't get no payments until everything's done.
Well,
That's
that's
right, yeah.
exactly it. They're not
Yeah.
paying anybody until it's done. And it's done to Sam's
To absolutely.
liking. We went over some current project reviews. The science room is coming along real good over at the middle school. They're working hard on it. We started the 10-year facilities plan review. We're going over it and renewing it and changing a lot of things on it. We have another meeting on May 13th. And we discussed some utility cost between the schools. We discussed some asphalt repairs coming up and just some annual maintenance things that are happening. And I think it was a pretty good meeting.
Yeah, very helpful. Any questions? Okay, thank you so much. F3, Finance Committee meeting. Chair, please.
Finance Committee meeting, was pretty much a lot of the same. We had a presentation from a company that wants to do total grants services. Nathan Barrett, came online and spoke with us, and wants us to do a contract with grants. We'll be talking about it here a little later. We discussed the athletic sports information that's being passed around and all the rumors, and we made it clear that we are looking at all departments to look at budgets and everything. We're not stopping Bucktail Sports. We're not closing their school. We made it very clear the rumors need to stop. We talked about a whole bunch of different items. The Joni and her department has finally done a fantastic job breaking out the different departments and the different budgets per school, so we can look at it and see where we can do the best budgeting. Instead of everything out of one pocket, we can see where the money's being spent and what it needs to be. I've asked the whole board to really dig into that list. It's a page full of stuff to go over. Everybody I asked to do their part, and we all know that in June, we have to make a decision on the budget. We have another finance meeting coming up, and if there's something in there that you feel raises an eyebrow and we need to look closer at it, I ask that you email me and let me know so we can get it on that agenda to go over before we have to vote on a budget. I have some items here that we're going to talk about later when the budget comes up, and that's where we are.
Okay, thank you. And when your minutes come up, item J3, I'm going to have a comment. Please don't let me forget. Thank you so much.
Okay.
F4, Personnel Committee.
We had a executive meeting that we dealt with a personnel issue and a discussion. And then we had our regular meeting. We had a lot of discussion from the LPN support union, the secretary, CCE, SPA union discussion. A while back, we had the support union for property service come to us, and they've asked that we increase wages. And now that triggered everybody else to want to. And we think we kind of have a consensus with the board here that we're not going to open contracts until they're due in 28. Bill, do you agree with that?
At this time, we're not going to do anything. We have to keep our options open
Exactly.
and,
Till we see a
We need-
budget and what's going on and everything else.
Okay, so-
if Sam can get the people he needs, then we can hold with what we got. If Sam can't, then we may have to change things.
Jason?
I think, yeah, the consensus was we couldn't open contracts this time.
Right. Rich, you good with that? Roger? John, Elizabeth?
Absolutely.
Shelby? Manny? All right, so we're just gonna leave it
Yeah,
where it
so,
is for right now.
yeah, thank you. That'll help the staff so they don't have to spend time. Thank you for bringing that
Yeah.
up.
That's it.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. F5, safety and security.
We just had a quick meeting. We had a public meeting and a executive meeting. Basically, the public meeting, we were discussing Verkada, and they started their job here, so
It's
that's
exciting.
fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah,
They would like to try to get the work done by August 15th. And they are going to have a lot more coverage with the new camera system that they're putting in now. So that's going to be great.
Mhm.
That's going to be a great asset with our security team. We talked about the searches that were being done. And we actually had a student here kind of comment on how she felt that, the searches were going pretty smoothly. They operated very quickly. The students were giving positive feedback as the searches were done
what's this?
for the, for the issue that was going on, that was continuing to go on with the
Oh,
with the threats and whatnot.
Okay, okay.
So, our officers were conducting searches for, I believe it was the next couple of weeks after that, and it was going smoothly.
good.
A lot of students felt very positive and safe
Good.
with that going on, so. The safety and security, the executive session, basically, we just talked about a contract on one of our officers,
Okay,
and that's about it.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Christian had
Yeah, you forgot the one policy meeting we had.
a,
Remember I told you
I
about it on
did,
the list?
this is another one. I did. Something's weird with emails.
All right,
Um,
I'm just gonna say on the 21st, we met, the policy committee met with a bunch of the administrators, a bunch of principals, a bunch of the couple of the security guys. We went over policy 810 and got it ironed out, and we're gonna go over that after a while.
Yes, apologies. It'll be on the voting session, so you see it. Okay, the policy committee meeting.
Right.
Reports. G1, treasurer's report. You have 4 attachments on there, and thank you, Christine, for putting on the earned income tax. Just a quick note about that. That is something we should have had on our board agendas ever since there was a Clinton County Tax Collection Group, TCC. So moving forward, you will see the earned income tax reports, only for earned income tax. That's with Berkheimer, okay? The entity is supposed to get monthly reports, and now you'll receive them. If you have any questions, I can answer them at a later time. It just kind of popped up. Is there any questions or anything, or Joni, did you have anything you'd like to add to the treasurer's report? Okay. Any questions? All right, super terrific. Financial reports. You have the March 26th. Is there any questions, concerns? Anything that we should note? Joni? We're good? Oh,
No, if you have any questions, though,
yep.
let me know.
Okay, thank you. G3, enrollment report. Thank you for being so consistent with this. It's always very interesting to look at. Any questions, concerns? Anything we should know about? Okay, thank you very much. G4, repository sales. To the board members that reached out to me, and I gave a little brief explanation about what this is. Dr. Redmond, if you would like to add anything else to this so everyone understands, if there's any questions about what a repository sale is, would you like a brief explanation? Yes? Okay, Dr. Redmond, if you could just help out, just a.
Joni, you might be in a better position,
Okay.
if you know more about the repository sales.
I'm not.
Well, the legalities of it, just the legalities, why there is a
You want me to
repository
bring you the
sale.
mic?
No, only because, it's usually Christy and Noel that actually handle this.
Okay.
From the.
Why don't we do this? All right, why don't we do the work session and maybe they could just chime in, because I'll be honest with you, I understand, but it shouldn't come, I don't feel comfortable coming from me. Someone who's in administration, okay?
Okay.
All right, so hang on, folks, you're gonna get your final answers. Thank you very much. There's the G5 TCC, there's your Berkheimer monthly report. TCC is working on looking at updating their bylaws. Excellent group. Moving forward, and there will be more information coming. Any questions? Thank you. Building and department budgets. We have a plethora of items that Joni and her team have been working on. Deeply appreciate it. You may be interested, if you want to hold off on a deep discussion until the work session, or if you want a deep discussion now, please voice yourself.
I think that the board can have time looking at this, and in the finance meeting, we can dive deep into these, but I ask everybody to do a bunch of homework. I've already done a bunch of homework with the IT and curriculum ones and things, or we can save quite a chunk of money.
Yeah.
I will email out to you what I gained today, where you can see what we can do. I'll just email this info out to you so you can look at it. I ask all of you to pick something on that budget list, and if something really stands out at you, get back with us, Jason.
And this can also be emailed, but I was just curious, under the technology budget, there's the admin software technology that's like 892 admin software. I just was curious what that meant. So I mean, that can be in the email as well. I'm just curious.
Yeah, everybody just needs to look through these, and like I say, if something jumps out and you think it's something, do we really need it? Then we gotta look at it.
I think I know what it means, but I just was curious.
Okay,
That's not.
Dr. Redmond or Joni can probably answer that right now.
No, or email. I mean, that's fine.
What I'll do is I'll email you a list that breaks that down.
Okay.
Would I know you will, but just make sure you share it with everyone, so then, and also I just do request this. If you do have a question, please just add everyone, so then when we get an answer, we're all updated. That's always so helpful. That's a good one. Good one, Jason. Okay. Board treasurer's appointment, the annual, this is per statute. Joni, I learned today that you do not get any stipend at all for being the treasurer, which I was just curious about that. Is that something that you feel that since you've been with the district, that's the way it's always been? I'm just curious.
Yes, it's actually, the majority of the responsibility.
I'm sorry, you don't have a microphone. I'm so sorry. You can't do that. Yeah, I always just assumed that the treasurer and the secretary get a stipend for working for the board. But, so please explain this.
The majority of the board responsibilities are pretty much, if you look at my job description, it is what it is. It creates the budget, it oversees the audit, it approves the payments, it looks over revenues. It pretty much just outlines my job description. So I don't feel as if I'm doing anything else besides what I'm supplying to the board and creating for the board and for the district. So I took that as just an additional responsibility that is covered under my job.
Okay. All right, interesting. Did not know that.
Thank you for being honest about it.
Well, okay. PSBA Leadership, School Leadership Conference. I think last year, Bill, you attended?
Yes.
Do you have any comments you'd like to share about it with the new board members?
No.
Okay. If you have any interest, please let the board, please bring it to the board's attention. I did participate prior to Bill. I have no interest in going to it. There is a cost involved that's covered under, board expenses. When would you like a final answer, Christine, on this?
This is just an announcement of the
Mhm.
keynote speaker, isn't it?
Well, there's an early bird sign up, but I don't remember off the top of my head when that is. Don't worry about it right now, but if you could just let us know maybe in the voting session, when the early bird sign up is closed. Okay,
I'll go.
You would like to go?
okay. Here's the tax sale, the items that this will need a roll call vote. And we will learn more about that during the voting session, okay? Thank you. Discuss letter from Keystone Central School District Board to PSBA. Two members contacted me with a question about this. I will answer the question. I've answered the question personally with them, and I'll answer the question here right now. If the school board decides they want to pick a topic and send a letter to PSBA for their consideration, okay? PSBA board, their team looks at all the letters from all the school districts all over the state. And they may or may not choose any of the letters. The letters then, if they choose it, they're going to take it to Harrisburg. It's going to be part of their goal setting for 2026, 2027. So what I'm trying to say is, if we pick one or two of these items and we have a simple letter drafted, please don't get your hopes up that they're going to automatically take it and lobby it. But what they're trying to do, and I'll be honest with you, I mentioned this to them 2 years ago and last year. They automatically make a list, but they don't get input from the boards across the state. So this is their attempt to do that. So be it as it may, I'm hopeful that during the voting session, the board will vote for one, both, or none of these, and we can move forward. And if we do pick one or two of these, I will draft a letter, a very simple letter with an attachment. You can review it, and then we can send it on, or we can drop the whole thing, okay? Is there any questions? All right, super terrific. Policy 810, multi.
Okay.
Endeavors.
Policy committee's been working a long time, as a lot of you know. On policy 810, we've heard from parents, we've heard from students about the bullying and the stuff that goes on in the schools. We've been working on it for months. We drafted a new policy about 6 times. And I'd like to say that this last policy we had, we've cleared it with the legal solicitor. It has gone through the principals. It's gone through the security staff.
Yep.
And we have a completed policy that we're going to have our first read on. If you want to read it, go for it. But I'm proud to announce that this policy is going to have some teeth.
That's what yeah, please.
On some of the stuff going on transportation. And there's minor disciplinary incidents. There's major disciplinary incidents. And the outcome of it is the students are going to be held responsible. We're working on starting the transportation's the first place. but this policy has some teeth to it.
And what's the
So-
goal of the policy, though? That's, please.
The
share.
goal of the policy, 99% of the kids that ride the buses that come to school are not troublemakers.
Yep.
I want to make that clear. But we have a small percentage that are all about doing what they want to do with no discipline. Well, we're kind of all on the same page that this needs to start being handled. So we wrote the policy to do that for this segment. And now, once this one's done, then we can move on to other things to make the school safer and to stop what's going on. Jason?
Is this the time we can discuss the policy?
Please,
Okay.
please,
So
please.
minor and major disciplinary events. So you have same descriptions in both for a couple of them. So how would you be able to determine minor from
The
major?
principles are to deal with it. These descriptions that are written are actually come out of the Swiss state book for safety with incidents. We mirrored that so that the policy matches the state policy.
The Swiss, you may not
And-
know what that means.
Right. Dr. Redmond, you want to bring them up on the Swiss?
So Swiss is the information system that we use to record when there are disciplinary infractions for the students. It's just the it's information system that we use for that.
Okay.
And so it has, in there are specific definitions for what's considered a minor infraction, what's considered a major infraction. We want to make sure the policy and what we use for our information system are aligned.
Okay, so again, as you mentioned, it's just pretty much you guys are copying and pasting right out of that.
Absolute, word for word.
But you're, okay, I see.
And what'll happen here, if there's an incident, the bus driver will radio in, I need a principal or an officer, depending on the incident, what it is. If it's something super minor, he can write it up, send it to the transportation officer, and it's all gonna be documented.
Documented.
And when they get like 2 minor disciplinary incidents, the parents are contacted, it's discussed with the student and the parents. And there could be a removal off the bus for a certain amount of time, and it's the parent's job to bring them to school. And when the incidents get major, everything is documented, and there's going to be repercussions for not following the rules.
Frank, are these penalties fixed by statute or law, or are they policy recommendations?
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
we can kind of set what our response to a disciplinary infraction is. There's a due process need in there somewhere, so we can't throw someone off the bus for the rest of the year because they stood up in the middle of a bus run. I'm being hyperbolic, but you get my
Yeah,
point.
well, that's judgment, yeah.
Sure, and
But-
so, yeah, there's a lot of judgment that goes into that, and so we have to.
I know I'm draconian, but I think that for anything serious, they should be denied the bus for the rest of the semester at least, period. We don't need 9 pages or whatever it is to figure that out. You know, it's, I think that's how we're going to get control of the things if we start doing stuff like, and at the beginning of the year, every kid that rides the bus, there should be a note that goes home that the parents have to sign and say, we understand that if they misbehave, they're going to lose their
Well,
bus
this
privileges.
is actually part of the reason we're getting this done. This is going to be in the student handbook.
You know how I feel about the student handbook.
Well,
so,
I know, but
you know,
we got to do what we have to do.
But,
Go ahead, you still have the floor.
no, I'm serious. That's, you know, paperwork seldom solves problems. We're generating a lot of paperwork, and, you know, I think that, this is the way it is. If you have kids that are bullying, then they shouldn't be on the bus, period. That's it, you know, and if the parents find out that they're gonna have to get their butts to school, it may, you know, engender a discussion. I'm not a parent. I can't, you know, you guys are parents, you know?
So there's a long walk.
Yeah. I'm sorry? I'm done here.
Okay, so my only thing is that, or if I may, under some of this stuff, I'm looking at this from a kid's point of view, if I dare, that that there is a certain amount of education that's going to need to be done to help folks understand, particularly the minor, just very the accent here, that the interpretation can be pretty wide. And so if there's a way to say what these constitute, I'm sure you guys are going to want to know, ooh, am I doing this or not? And if I get into something where someone's accusing me, then it's, I didn't mean to do that, or there will be an interpretation. So you guys might want to take a look at this and give us some feedback on it. Disruption. I could be coughing a lot and maybe being an idiot.
Well, this is.
That, Rich, to answer your thought there, that is why when these come up, they're gonna go to the principal.
Sure.
The principal's gonna sit down with the parents and the student, say, here's what's right, here's what's wrong, here's the problem. And then if that behavior continues, then there's gonna be repercussions.
Sure. No, I really get that, Chris. Thank you. I'm looking at where I have had as lead teacher before, those incidents where someone would argue and they would put their armor on and bring their shield and sword to just argue about disrespect. Oh, well, please, just listen to what I'm telling you. So I hear what you're saying. Education, I'm sure you guys certainly would like to know. So really, what's this look like? What's this sound like? And that's on us to figure out, or somebody to figure out how to lay that out at the beginning of the year and say, what is what we're looking at? I mean, a bus driver is not going to be looking for everyone in that bus, but whatever stands out, then that's ones are going to go after. But so I was speaking to you guys, but actually you're on a sharp point of the spear.
We've already
Thank
had
you.
a discussion with the principals. They're on board with it. The transportation supervisor, Shelley, is going to discuss it with the different owners of the transportation services we use. Then they're gonna go down the road with the bus drivers and train them on it also.
Cool.
So it's gonna be some learning process.
No, it's great. It's timely.
Thank you. Yeah.
This already happened.
Huh?
This already happened.
I'm sorry, you don't, Kristen, would you?
Could you speak into a microphone and
That already happened when,
Your mic's not on, Kristen.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So this already happens when there's a bus write-up, whether it's a minor or a major. We get the write-ups as a principal and we address it with the student and we meet with the parents. If they are major infractions, we absolutely do the same thing where we address it with the student and the parent. I have a student who was very unsafe on the bus twice, has been removed, had another opportunity, was continued to be unsafe, was supposed to get privileges back, but due to his behavior, I didn't feel that he was going to still be safe on that bus, so he still does not ride that bus. So we take bus safety very seriously as a principal. So this isn't, I was not able to be at that meeting, so I wasn't able to voice that then. I don't know if it was voiced, but I can assure you that all principals take bus discipline very seriously, and that is the exact process that we already do. So I'm not sure that adding the language changes anything, because that's already the process of the documentations that we get from the write-up and the follow-up with the referral system and the Swiss system, and then meeting with the parents and taking privileges away. Now, there are certainly certain cases where we cannot remove a child from a bus due to FAPE based on their disability, but because then we would be denying them access to their education. That is a smaller population, but that is going to be a group of students that you are not going to be able to legally remove from the bus. But other than that, we absolutely already currently do that. So, like I said, I don't know what this
what this adds to that, but we absolutely do, as principals, take bus safety very seriously and are making sure that if our students are not safe on the bus, that we are removing them from the bus.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll answer for that.
Okay.
A lot of what is in this policy now that we're writing was not in the policy before. Whether you were doing it or not, there was nothing in the policy
That's right.
to make it crystal clear. It was done through ARs. With that said, we did discuss this with officers, and IEP is not an open license that you can disrupt the bus and break a law.
Mhm.
It's not. We understand the IEPs. We care very much about the students that do have an IEP. But if you do not teach a student responsibility, when they get out of school and they break the law, they cannot go, oh, you can't touch me, I have an IEP. The officers today I was talking to made that very clear. I don't care if they have an IEP or not, according to the officer. If they break the law, there's going to be repercussions from that. So it's better off to make them understand now that if you break the rules, there's going to be repercussions. The IEP does not let you punch a kid on the bus. The IEP does not let you throw things that could cause an accident and distract a driver. I know a lot of kids with IEPs, but that doesn't mean they get away with everything. They have to follow the same rules everybody else does. This policy just makes things in line with everything. It's in black and white.
Okay. And Chris, can we
I'm
move
done.
on? Can we move on to the, any other comments from the board?
I would agree with most of what you just said there, and I think that was my point. We need to start, and I mean, not just on the bus, the whole thing. We need to set up a climate so we don't have some of the problems that we've had over the last few years.
Yep.
And it's going to be tough at first. I know things are more permissive than they were when I was in school, but it's possible. You can get there. Okay, but you get there by establishing the parameters and enforcing them. And the kids aren't going to want to be miserable. If you're making their life miserable because they're doing things you don't want them to do, they're going to change. And, so, and again, I come to the same thing. How many pages is this? I keep pointing out, Winston Churchill ran England on one-page memos in World War II. We don't need 6 pages to say, behave on the bus or you're going to lose your bus privilege.
We actually shortened it.
We did
Well,
PSBA.
Keep going.
Yeah, well,
Well,
okay.
we're working on it.
All right, I'm sorry, you finished?
I'm done.
Okay, we have a hand up. Yes.
Listening to what she said back there, there was a handful of us a couple weeks ago now. We had students sit there and tell us the worst part of their day is coming to school on the bus and going home from school on the bus. It gives them to the point to where they don't even want to walk into the school because of what just happened on the bus. Now, what you said about the principals are already doing this, now that there's a policy, this principal said you punched him in the face, don't do that again. And this principal says you punched him in the face, you're going to have detentional. It's right there in black and white. All the principals follow the same policy. There is no more of this discretion of the principal of, well, this was bad, this wasn't really bad. Our kids do not feel safe on the bus. So if you guys are already doing it, you got to add more to it because it's not working.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the board?
Yes?
Yes, please. Dr.
So a
Parker.
couple of things. Dr. Von Hurt would like to speak also. So I don't know if you're willing to unmute her and let her speak. We can do that. But before we get to that, a couple of issues here I see on page 5, paragraph 5. It talks about the quarterly report, and in the meeting we talked about that providing a report, some sort of summative sort of a thing where we talked about the number of incidents and that sort of thing. The paragraph in here is micromanagerial and it's a violation of FERPA in some ways, and it compromises the ability for the board to be the appellate body if we were to expel a student based on the information that is brought to you. If you have seen all of the investigative notes and all that sort of thing.
No.
That is never, that's what's written in here.
It's just to get, I can,
We can't share the investigative notes with you.
it's not the it's
That's
just the
exactly
number.
the words that are right there, Elizabeth. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That paragraph is a problem because the words in there
Sorry, you have
say.
the floor. You have the floor. I'm so
and
sorry.
say
My
investigative
apologies.
notes.
He has
And
the
it is
floor.
not, it's a horrible idea for administrators to provide administrative notes to the board. So the process is if someone were to appeal something that happened, some sort of disciplinary consequence that happened on the bus, the principal's disciplinary notes are used between, so the principal can justify that with the superintendent. If the person appeals it further, if you've already seen the investigatory notes, you would be considered as someone who has investigated that incident and can't decide on any appeal.
You talking about page 5, number 5? Fred?
Yes.
Page 5.
Yeah.
That is, and again, it's micromanagerial. It is
I
not the
agree.
board's job to help the principals decide what the disciplinary action should be in any given circumstance.
that
That
was-
is the
I
principal's
agree.
job. That paragraph shouldn't be in there.
No,
So
that
that's,
was
and I'll-
removed.
it's not removed.
It's not removed.
I
It's
know,
right
I'm
here,
glad you, I'm
Elizabeth.
sorry, I'm I am sorry. I don't know what's going on with my email. I'm swearing on a stack of Bibles here. We took that number 5 out weeks ago. And I emailed the newest edition to the chair and then the chair forwarded it on. So I have no idea. 5 is not supposed to
can
be in
finish.
here.
5 is
Noted.
not supposed to be.
So
there.
we'll
not
have
supposed to be
that
in there.
taken out for
Well,
the
then that
next
needs to
meeting.
be struck.
Right.
It is struck.
It will be struck it will be removed for the next meeting. There's
Great.
also something that looks like a note about something in the last paragraph before legal references. It's not policy, it's just, I don't know what it is. It shouldn't be in there. It should come out.
I don't know what's going on with this email thing. That is.
So
What
that's
are you
supposed to be-
looking at now, Frank?
On page 6 at the bottom, it's a paragraph that starts off, the district has existing language and so forth.
That's-
And that's just some sort of structural language for policy
Okay.
building. It should not be sitting in the
It's
policy
not-
All
itself.
right, this is again part of what my point is. Cut it down to what's essential, get rid of the other stuff, and it's going to be more useful.
I
So
will
with
personally,
the
I will
board's-
personally do this email when I first wake up in the morning. I will resend it again and I will double check and I will send it to you. I will send it to the chair and I will send it to you. Okay? And then please write back to me that you got the email. I don't know what's going on with my email. I don't know. It's weirdo. That's all I can say.
And with the chair's permission, Dr. Barnhart would like to speak also, if we can allow her to unmute.
She is a co-host, she should be able to unmute herself.
Thank you. Dr. Barnhart?
Hi, someone mentioned that legal counsel had reviewed the policy, so I would just ask that we send that to special education legal policy because we all know that discipline looks different for certain students with disabilities and depending upon the disability category, even within the walls of our school, that carries over to transportation. So I think we just need to be very cautious with this policy and make sure that it is reviewed so that we are covered and following a protocol that aligns with providing a free and appropriate public education. So can we forward this to our legal counsel for special education?
We have had,
David Lindsay always defers when it comes to issues that are specific about special education. He defers to our legal counsel that takes care of that kind of thing. Kingsbury has not looked at this policy to my knowledge.
I have no clue, but we've been working on this policy. We've been back and forth with it. You were there at the meeting with the principals. And
I was not, Chris. I was not present.
nothing I can do about that because I did not make an invite list. Dr. Redmond did. But
I'm just asking to cover ourselves for any potential legality that we take that next step and they can make recommendations. Maybe the policy will be fine as it is, but they should be afforded that opportunity as a protection for our students and ourselves.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm going to say this. I am sending the correct copy that should be on board docs tomorrow morning. I feel very strongly that once they have the correct copy, I feel very strongly that the board has an agreement to send it to a specialist solicitor just to look it over. And then we can have it back by the voting session.
Sure.
Does that sound like a good compromise for everyone?
I think for something that's important as this,
Yeah.
next Thursday for a voting session,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we could just have 9 copies of the policy so everyone can sit here and read it off the paper and not know what we got coming across this computer.
Well, like I said, I'm going to resend the correct edition to these individuals. They're going to change it, put it on board docs. I will personally check it myself. You folks have the corrected final edition. I know you do. So I don't know, like I said, I'm going to end
Well,
that
what's posted
conversation.
is not, so.
I know.
Then it's what's you're correct.
That's, you're absolutely correct.
Okay,
It's
whether it should be in there or not, what's posted here is what it is for right now.
Yeah, that's not the correct. Number 5
Well,
was
then that's
taken
fine, then
off
the
of
wrong
there.
thing's posted, but still, this is what's the public meeting, this is what the information is, this is what it is.
Yeah, and it's not the correct one. So it's not,
We
this
could
is not
keep
the
going
first.
around in circles.
It's not,
By definition, it is the correct one because it's the one posted for public information. Now, I don't think it's unreasonable to honor Dr. Barnhart's request.
That's what I said.
If there's a question about whether or not we need a specialized legal opinion, let's get it,
And
that's what I
fine.
said.
you know?
Yep, that's exactly. So do we have
But
a
at the same
consensus?
time, we
Okay.
need to find out from them what if a kid has problems, we need to help try to take care of the problems. I agree with that. Certainly we do. That's part of our job.
Absolutely.
But we got a lot of other kids that we need to protect too. If one of those
Absolutely.
kids is being a danger to the other kids, we can't just say, oh, well, he's got a problem and we can't throw him off the bus, but we got to figure out something to do that protects the other kids, period.
That's right. We
Thank
have
you.
a duty to protect all kids.
May I propose a solution to fixing this? So you're gonna send the new thing. We'll go over,
First thing
make
in the
sure,
morning.
thank you. And then we'll send it to Kingsbury and have them look over as soon. And there may be some back and forth as we clarify our position and they clarify their position. This is between the district and Kingsbury.
Mhm.
We'll do our best to have it back by next Thursday. I can't promise that. It depends
course.
on what they're capable of delivering.
Fair enough. Yep.
And we need time to review it too with their opinions, so.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I recommend when it comes back to the board, it comes back again as a first read.
It'll have
Yes.
to be a first read because
Yes.
Bill's absolutely correct. This is not the correct edition.
Okay.
So this first read is not good. But it happens, okay?
It's a mistake.
happens. It
It's,
is.
But
It is. Moving forward. We can
Yeah,
adapt,
we-
and we do.
to fix it,
All right. J1, curricular, co-curricular meeting, minutes. Any comments, concerns? Okay. Facilities Committee, any, minutes? Item 2, any comments or concerns? Item J3, Finance Committee, any comments or concerns? I have one. This, I'm not sure. I did not have time to review the YouTube. Now, we have to remember, our YouTube meetings are not, they are just for informational purposes only. We cannot use them as a regulatory, but be that as it may. Folks, help me out here at the Finance Committee meeting. Did the Finance Committee meeting state that they gave administration the go-ahead to charge the students for athletics? Did we?
No, that never happened.
that, not at all.
So what we talked about is it's an administrative decision and not a board decision.
Well, please read the minutes though. Please just take a moment because, please.
Can you
It's
point
in-
us to where?
Where in the minutes?
Where,
Finance committee.
Emergency reached concern. Okay, right. So it says board members in attendance reached a consensus to increase ticket prices and implement registration fees. Yeah, I agree that I don't believe the board. I think they reached a consensus to allow administration to
Look into.
do that if we felt it was the
Yeah.
right thing to do.
That's all we did. We did not make a consensus. It actually in our board
Where are we
policies.
reading now?
This is information 2, athletic sports
Gotcha.
information, the
Page
second
1.
to last sentence.
Okay, so that will be corrected for the voting session. And also, we just have to be careful with our committees. We all know this, it's in our policy. Committees only give recommendations. We
Right.
never vote. We never state.
Committees can't do board business.
No,
Right.
absolutely correct.
That's the short way of saying it.
All committees do is find out information and make recommendations for the
Yep.
other board members.
Okay, any other comments on the finance committee minutes, please? Okay, moving forward, personnel committee minutes, any comments, concerns? Okay, April 8th, policy committee meeting, policy committee minutes, any comments or concerns? Okay, thank you. Safety and security committee meeting minutes, any comments or concerns? Okay, thank you. April 2nd, special meeting minutes, comments, concerns? Thank you. Action item 8, special meeting minutes. Any comments, concerns? Thank you. April 16th, number 9, voting meeting minutes. Any comments or concerns? Last one, April 9th, work session minutes. Any comments, concerns? Okay, thank you so much. Moving on, K1, proposed budget. Joni has placed it, put it on the agenda. This will be an action item for voting. Is there any questions? Okay, moving forward, bills for payments. This is for informational reasons only. There were a few emails going around for some questions. Thank you for the answers. And then I saw that Rich, you had put out a couple more that in another email with some questions.
I responded to
And
that
he,
already.
yep, okay, so that's all, okay, super terrific.
Thank you.
You did a great job, Rich, thank you. Checks for review. Any questions or concerns? There's the list.
I sent a list to Joni and she's getting me answers back, so I'll have answers by the next meeting.
For the Thursday, perfect, perfect. Okay, and action item K4, total grant solutions. We had a presentation on this and there was supposed to be a link in here so they could watch the video and there's no link. There was a link before, or not. Can we please put the link on the agenda so the board members can watch the total grant solutions presentation as given to the committee, please? I'll have that put on. That would be great. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not raise. Go ahead. Thank you.
John, I was just pointing to John.
Oh, can I, motion in on that?
Well, we can't motion during a work session, but we can have a consensus
Well, can I?
or have a discussion. So if you want something to vote on next week, we'll
All
be
right, I think
ready.
that we should table that until the new superintendent's in the seat, so he can have a somewhat of a say, whatever, with the company that he wants to work with and for.
Oh, okay.
So we can vote on that next week. I want to table it until he's in, he or she, I
Sure.
don't know.
Understood.
That
Is
doesn't
in the
sound
chair.
unreasonable.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Now-
I agree with that.
Wait, I'm
I
sorry.
have a
Joe, I'm
question
so sorry.
about this
One,
too. I'm
sorry, Bill,
sorry.
just a minute. Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, you had your hand up next, please.
No, I didn't. I was.
Oh, you were gonna
pointing-
say that? Oh, sorry, Bill.
I'm just,
Go ahead.
I'm not sure what we're getting out of this. Do we really need this? Are they gonna guarantee that we're gonna get more money in grants than than we've been getting so far? And I mean, how much is it gonna cost us? And I think we need to be aware of these things. We're trying to cut money.
Cut money.
I mean, I think we need to.
Yep.
It's another thing. I think we need to just not arbitrarily, we need to say, you need to find this much money that ain't there no more because we're going broke. You know, we need to spend less than we've reduced. Depending upon which formula I found several different formulas for calculating the inflation.
Is this, I'm
Our-
sorry, is this have to do with?
Yes.
Okay,
Our reduction in spending over the last 3 years has been between 0.46 and 0.71%. We really haven't cut any expenses, and we need to do that.
okay, so regarding this action item, is there any other questions or concerns? Please.
I agree with Bill. I cannot see spending $24,000 on a Women of Prayer because we all know grants are not guaranteed. You're spending money, with somebody that we know nothing about really. But no matter who it is, we have people here that are already employed that can probably do great with
Okay.
grants.
I-
So I don't agree. I agree with Bill. I can't see spending money on hopes. We can't afford it.
Okay.
So I'm with John. We ought to table that.
Okay, you'll have a chance to vote on it next Thursday if you choose to table it. And I just want to say this one comment. I think John's concept, I agree with it. Whomever the new superintendent is, and whenever that person starts, giving them an opportunity to decide. They may want to do their own research, find other companies to compare, and then bring that comparison to the board. So I appreciate the fact that we're wanting more grants written, but I think the timing is off. That's my opinion. Okay, thank you so much. Any other comments on this issue? Very good. I'm sorry, what? Okay,
It's alluring, but it really depends on the success that, like, I know Lock Haven City, I think they had a grant writer that was able to bring in like over $1 million.
Mhm.
So I understand it's a gamble. But at the same time, it's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that much money. So I'm kind of for it, but that's just me.
Oh, I want a grant writer. Oh, I'm sorry, you had the floor. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh.
I'm done.
I've been pushing to get a grant writer for years, but I just feel the timing is off right now. So I'm still supportive of some sort of grant writer, whomever that may be in the future. It's just, what does the new superintendent, what's their vision? And what, maybe they may come to the table and they may already be working with a grant writer in their current job. So we don't know that yet because we'll find out. Okay?
Yep.
All right, super terrific, good conversation. 26, 27 bids. Chris and I attended that. It happened here. I thought it was incredibly well done and very easy to understand. I thought the administration did an excellent job.
Mhm.
And then they put this presentation together for you based upon what happened that day. Is there any questions or concerns? Any explanations required? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Same with municipal waste. Chris and I were here for that. It was very interesting. They did an excellent job. Is there any questions or concerns? Thank you very much. Item 7, 2020, sorry.
Hang on one second. There was something on that.
Okay, municipal waste service contract.
Yeah,
Okay,
there were 4 companies that the bids were sent out. But on what we got back, did 2 of those companies not bid on anything, Frank? Do you know?
Correct. Yeah.
Correct? Okay, so 4 bids were sent out, but 2 companies didn't bid on anything. Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
yep.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good. Thank you. Okay. Action sign up, number 7, 2026, 2027 lunch prices. Yes. John.
I have a lot of feelings on this one. Are we still getting federal and state funding that covers it?
For the students, you mean, or?
Yes, so, right, so, and it says there, the elementary, middle and high school breakfast and lunch are free. So the prices that are on there are for adults.
Now with the adults, for all the more we're charging them, are we still profiting anything? Or are we losing money?
We're not losing money.
So you can feed an adult lunch for, what is it, $5? That's gonna cover the man hours of preparing it. That's gonna cover the food. That's gonna cover everything.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I don't know where you get your groceries, but I want to start shopping there.
I'm sorry.
It's federal subsidies that allow us to do that. Consumers can't buy food at the same price that we buy food.
Okay, so you feel confident that there's enough wiggle room in this, that we're still not subsidizing the adults, that we're still.
Correct. Yes, right.
Okay,
This is-
thank you very much. It's a good clarification, because I can guarantee you, when I look at these prices every year, I think the same thing. I really do.
Yeah.
But this is good news, okay? Anyone else? Okay. Number 8. Pittsburgh Regional Food Service Directors. This is a bid. Any questions, concerns? Okay, thank you. PSBA membership. We're gonna have to vote on this next year, and excuse me. I took the webinar for the new platform, Board Docs versus whatever it's called, Key Writers or Keystone Agenda. I think Chris did. Did anyone else get a chance? Oh, you did, yes. Jason, would you please share with us any opinions or?
It's not, well, it's definitely cleaner as far as sorry, as far as a platform to share documents, to do what we're doing right now on Board Docs, for instance. It definitely a cleaner platform. It does allow for better meetings if you're doing everything electronically, which wouldn't really work for us in this format. But if we were all remote, it allows, for instance, if Elizabeth's leading the meeting, she can say, hey, everyone, just follow my screen. We click a button and we will see whatever she's looking at. And so we all collectively follow. If we want to raise our hands, you have the raise hand toggle. So they introduce a lot of online formatting that I don't know if we would use, but it was interesting. The rest is, you're publishing agendas, you're uploading documents, very similar. I mean, I saw nothing wrong with it. So if Board Docs is going away, it seems to be a logical transition to go to that.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it seemed to do what we already have, and hopefully it'll do it a little cleaner. And that's all I gotta say.
Okay. Well, PSBA is not renewing their contract with Diligent or
Diligent.
Board Docs. Yeah. PSBA isn't renewing their contract. They've switched over to Keystone, blah, blah, blah. Now, the board can stay with Board Docs, Diligent brand, or they can transition to what PSBA is using. But from what I understand, you're still going to be able to, whatever PSBA sends you, if the board stays with Board Docs, it's not going to be a difficult transition for you, or?
I'm not 100% sure. I can reach out and see if they.
Okay, because that's.
I'm not sure that it would give me that information. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, okay. Chris?
I watched that training that you did, and that was more of an administrative training. How you put stuff into it and all that. I want to see the version that we're gonna have to work with.
Yeah.
And they don't offer that
Not
until
yet.
you sign a contract, and I have a problem with that. We need to be able to see how it works
Yeah, it was
and
weird.
learn
That was
about it,
weird.
because we're not even gonna be able to see it until the contract is signed. I have an issue with that because it's gonna go over Board Docs, here's the new one. And we're gonna have to learn it instantly.
Well, to that point, yes, it definitely is like someone who is building an agenda, someone who's creating all of this, and then adding the italics. That I agree. The training was very much geared in that, which I think would be like your job. My suggestion would be we just find a school board or someone who's already using it, and we look at their public version, and we just compare.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if there's enough people here to use it, just go there and look at how they're using it. And that's what the public's going to see. And that's mostly what we're going to interact with. And so I just use somebody else's live.
I tried to find schools that are using it, and
They probably could provide us.
It won't be Pennsylvania. It'll be other states.
It's other
I've seen this
states.
in other states.
Yeah. I mean, there's somebody out there who has
You've
a
had
public version.
experience with this before?
Yeah, I've seen, yes.
How's it work?
I think it works great. I think it's an easier platform to maneuver. I'm usually like Christine on the back end in setting up agendas and that sort of thing. I find the usability not drastically different, but it's a little more intuitive. It feels like it has more features. It gives you more opportunities to, like you're saying, just do more online kind of things. You can, how we do the roll call votes. There's a voting mechanism in there that records it all for you. So, right, there's a few bells and whistles that Board Docs doesn't have.
Shelby, any? Do you feel, well, I will say this, if the board wants to transition, I mean, all right, I'm gonna say how I feel about it. I'm just gonna be blatantly honest. We have so much on the table right now that I personally am willing to learn a new system, but is it what I really want to be doing this year? No. I am in front of a computer at least 6 to 8 hours working on school board stuff every day. So, but I'm willing, if the majority of the board wants to do this year, I will support it. Okay, or if you want to wait until next year, but we're going to have to vote on this. How are we going to do this next week, okay?
Didn't, my recollection is, and I could be incorrect at this, is if we choose to try to stay with board docs and get the benefits that we need out of PSBA, either there or someplace else, it's going to be more expensive.
It likely will be, so right now we're getting
Yeah.
volume pricing because
Yeah.
everyone in the state. is using
Because,
this.
I mean, all the trainings and everything that are mandated that PSBA provides, we would need to.
Well, so I think two separate things, right?
Mhm.
So you can do your PSBA membership without going to Keystone Agenda. So we would keep board docs, but I think the cost of board docs would go up because we don't have the volume pricing anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
that for sure. That's one of the things we can check out.
Yeah.
This is one of the things I want to make sure you all know before you make a decision.
Right,
one way or another.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we want them to put the price for board docs on for voting session next week. And they can compare the two. Is that, okay. Chris?
Frank, is board docs on their way out because the system is so old and all the problems we have with it?
I don't know. I know that we're getting a lot more problems. It was down for a significant portion of the day
Right.
again today.
Mm-hmm.
And this seems to be happening about once a week. And prior to this year,
It's been good.
it's been, we see this, the problems are very rare. So I don't know on the backside why PSBA has decided to move away from diligent. Whether it be because they have concerns with the ability for the platform to maintain its quality. I don't know.
Okay.
I know there's some pretty smart people in PSBA and they wouldn't walk away from a program that was working really well for something that's
Right.
worse.
I don't have a problem changing. I would just like to be able to see it.
Yeah, that is bizarro. Yes.
One more thing. I guess I see no reason not to, except Christine. I mean, you're gonna be the one I think who's gonna be driving most of it. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna also kind of depend on your input as to,
Mhm.
do you feel you can manage the transition during this time? I guess, or do you feel like you're ready to tackle it, or you don't need to
No,
give an answer,
please,
but
please, if you prefer to tell us privately, you're not on, yeah, but that's an excellent question. Actually, that's a key question, is the folks that are gonna be diving into this, like I said, do you wanna just send us an email maybe?
Sure.
Okay, is that
The
good?
other thing, what about IT? I mean, are they gonna be happy with it? And, you know, can they help, because they're gonna be wanting to help. Christine's probably gonna be wanting them to help, you know?
I'm not sure. So
No?
I don't know the extent to which technology has been involved in board docs. I think
Okay.
it's pretty much just straight from PSBA and their tech team supports Christine and our users here
Okay.
on site.
But that's a good question, Bill, because you never know. Sometimes there's these weirdo security things. Anything else? Okay, we're gonna have a couple more fun things to talk about next Thursday. Nittany Learning Services. Are we gonna have a presentation site or can we do this next week? Oh, we did? That was, oh, okay,
He just left.
okay. Can we
They're
have,
Still the only game in town?
no,
We have two. So last year we made the transition. So we use Nittany Learning Services and River Rock Academy.
Yeah.
We have 5 seats in each.
Okay,
And so that works out really well.
yeah,
Our usage report shows that we max out at 10. So I think we have the numbers right. It's nice to have 2 different places to send students.
Keep
I
it
think
separated.
I think it's a really good system and both of them provide really good service.
okay, is it possible, because they're supposed to, by contract, they're supposed to give us an annual report, okay? And this happens before we vote them for the contracts. So I know you've been working on it, but next week, can we also I work with Rock River, and I'm not sure why they can't zoom in for 15 minutes and give us a report next week.
I don't know about next week. This week they're on vacation.
That's fine.
So I said,
Yep.
we could postpone till June, and that's the option that he voted. he
Okay.
asked for.
Okay, so do you want Nittany Learning Services to zoom in or be in person during the work session, or just do it the same night as Rock River in June?
Are you talking about the voting session next week? When you said work session?
Voting session, yes, but thank you, Mike. Mhm.
Bill, if you remember when they both came
Last year.
and we had a long discussion with them. And part of it was they had to come and give us a report on how effective the program was for those students.
Mhm.
They both had to do the same exact thing. Here it is, we're supposed to vote on it. We've not seen it, so they've not fulfilled their contract.
That's right, we have to see, presentations have to happen first. So do you want Rock River and Nittany Learning Services to do it on the same night together? Or do you want them split up, try to get this folks back next voting session in May? Or do you want them both to happen in June?
I think we ought to put it off till June.
Yeah, I think voting
Yeah.
sessions need to stay for.
Yeah.
I agree. All right,
What did
please.
they say?
Oh, June,
June.
they prefer that they both come at the
Both
same
together.
time, yeah. And if they come both at the work session for June, put them on the agenda, please. And if they have a conflict, please let us know as soon as possible, and we will adapt to their schedule, but they just need to zoom in, okay? That's all they need to do. Thank you so much. So that will be taken off the agenda for next week. UPMC PT contract annual. Is there any questions or concerns? Or if you'd like a quick update on it, Dr. Martin can, but is there anything? Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Redmond, I'm so sorry. I really am sorry. Number 12, Keystone Security and Technologies Annual Service Contract. This is statute. They have to have this done. So any questions or concerns?
I have
Please.
some questions on it, and it's sad that Sam's not here. Hope maybe Dr. Redmond can answer it. If you go down on the page 1 of the first part of this, why does Renova Elementary have so many more smoke detectors than any of the other schools? Almost triple. And if you look at the duct detectors, the CTC is not on here. Or are they considering that
Yeah.
part of the high school?
It would be part of the Central Mountain High School.
Okay, I wanted to make that clear because of the fire incident. But
I can get you an email answer on the Renova Elementary smoke detectors.
you do have an answer?
No, I can email,
Okay.
I'll email the board an answer on that.
All right, I was looking through them and like Mill Hall Elementary has 57 and the high school has 15. And then the middle school has 30. I'm just wondering why such a big difference.
I'll find out.
I thought the same time.
Okay,
That's a good catch.
thank you.
Yeah, it's those little things when they come up, please bring it to all of our attention. Thank you. Eastern Elevator Services, all of you have always been in an elevator. You see that sticker on the wall? This is an annual, any questions? Certification? Thank you very much. This is, what Chris recommended from the, Facilities Committee that, this is that surplus equipment that was found, that was never, anyway, so this is what they want to put on municipal.
Can I add to what you're doing?
Yeah, they used to have estimates on the value, but they're, okay, please go ahead, Chris.
Okay, for those of you that weren't at the finance committee, it was found that the 2 pieces of turf equipment have never been used. One of them's still brand new. They don't use it. It's cheaper to have an outside company recondition the turf field. So Sam is wanting to take them and put them on municipal bid and try to get our original money back at least. if you remember, I spoke about a generator that was bought in 2020 that's never been hooked up at the Mill Hall School,
Middle school. Yeah.
at the middle school, I'm sorry.
That's right, you're right.
And it's just sitting there. Sam and I actually talked about it, and he's going to see if that generator is even worthy of being used at this point. It's been sitting all these years. He's hoping that the windings and stuff haven't corroded and deteriorated from just sitting, moisture, mice getting in them, the whole 9 yards. So he's going to check that out and get back with us, because it might just be a boat anchor. Nobody knows. It's never been hooked up. So the Ventrac we replaced with a new one. I think it was in the fall of last year, wasn't it?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
The Ventrac, the mowing system, we replaced that in the fall of last year or late summer.
Yep.
So this one is the one that was bad. He's gonna put it on and hopefully somebody will buy it for parts and we'll get some kind of money out of it. So that's where we're at with them three pieces. The Mill Creek turf tiger spreader is new and so is the turf groomer. So Sam's gonna try and get original prices.
Yeah. If it's just sitting there doing nothing, we may as well sell it.
Yeah, if we're not using
Whatever we can
them,
get for it, it's better than nothing.
yeah. Cause at this point in time, it's just money that was spent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Yep.
I'd like to talk about K1 if we're done talking about, I know we skipped it, but I feel like
Oh,
we
we
need to at least.
skipped?
Well, we didn't skip it. We went over it. No one said anything.
I have no problem going back on something that's on the agenda, please. Is that okay with everyone? We're
yeah.
gonna go. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Proposed general fund K1, please.
It is too important for us to not at least discuss before we get to a voting meeting and, that we get to our showdown.
Sure.
You all see the numbers, we're looking at 2027, 2028 projections. We're gonna be down to, 133,814 in our reserves. So the proposal, as I understand it, that's gonna be coming before the board is a 0% tax increase. So if we do this, if we do no taxes, which I'd love to do, we are committing ourselves as a board to a lot of special meetings and, trying to, cut expenses. And we are committed. And the clock is ticking. And if anything goes sideways, we're going into receivership is probably a financial certainty. That's how I see it. And so I kind of wanted to ask the board for a general consensus, is everyone like okay with that?
Okay with what?
Zero tax
No.
and, but trying to beat the clock in a sense, because the alternative is if we do a tax raise, which I believe is a short-term gain, long-term loss. I believe that it's going to create more problems 10 years down the road than it will fix today, but it will buy us time, even if it's another year. And bureaucracy is notoriously slow to change. So if we're coming at this one, we want to reduce expenses, as we just found tonight with the policies. There's going to be legalities, there's concerns, there's things we have to take in consideration that just don't work the way we'd like to work. And we're a mostly young board here. We got 6 new members, myself included. So I just wanted to hear where the board kind of was lying. I would feel more comfortable if we had more time, to be honest, but I don't want to raise taxes. So I'm not made up my mind. But where is the rest of the board at before we get into the voting session? I'm just curious.
Elizabeth?
Oh, sorry, Chris. Yeah. Mhm.
That is why I'm asking everybody to look at all those budgets. Bill, don't shake your head no,
Please,
please.
please. Just, okay, thank you.
I'm asking everybody to look at those budgets that was built. Because before we increase taxes, let's see what we can cut. We need to know where we're standing. If we can find some things in the budget to take out, then maybe they don't have to do such a big tax increase. Maybe we can do our homework and look at the situation after things are cut. I already know there's one program I have here that I've already taken over 100,000 out. if we vote on it. That's why I'm asking for everybody to be together. Let's work on it in the finance meeting. You have plenty of time right now to look at all them budget pages and look for something. If we can sit down and cut a bunch out of the budget and save, like Bill said, we've never done any reduction. And there's reduction we can do.
I take a different view on it, a different way of looking at it. I think that with what was presented at the last meeting, even if we don't raise taxes and we do the proposed budget, 94 million, odd million, we're almost $3.7 million in a deficit budget. I think we need to, we're no different than anybody else. Your family budget, a business, whatever. We got to raise income and we got to lower expenses. We have done a lousy job over the last 3 years of lowering expenses. We need to do that. We need to, at the same time, I think, as hard as it is, and I voted against tax increases the last 2 years. But I think I've also done sort of an informal poll, with people I've met and seen around. It's running about 2 to 1 about not wanting to go into receivership. If you decide you want Harrisburg to come up and make the decisions, then fine, we can do whatever we want. We can pretend we're going to get away without raising revenue. But what do you think the chances are that Harrisburg is going to come in and not raise taxes? And they're going to do more drastic cuts than we're planning on doing. We've got the staffing study coming up. We'll listen to that again. They're allowed to come in and, Manny, you were concerned about class size. They're allowed to come in and cut things so that as long as class sizes don't go over 26. As I recall, Frank's projections were less than that.
Depending on the year.
They are, okay. So I think we need to do a combination. And I think that we got options. I'm sorry, I disagree with you, Chris. You like to micromanage. We're supposed to make policies here. We tell them, we decide this is how much we want the budget reduced. Then it's up to Joan and Frank to figure out a way to do it. We don't know what they need. I don't. You don't, I don't think. I don't think anybody else does. I would propose that at the very least, we say we keep last year's budget, 92 million, 93 million, maybe even try to cut a little more. Find that. Plus at the same time, increase taxes. If we go with the $94 million budget and raise taxes maximum without any cuts in staffing, we're still $2.6 million in deficit budget. If we get the cuts from the staffing, we got it down to, if I remember correctly, we get it down to 1.6. If we can cut, we cut a little bit off of the budget, trim that deficit budget, maybe even get it all the way down. We can maybe either balance it or get a small deficit budget. It'll make the state less likely to want to come up here and interfere because they got other problems on their plate. But I think we're kidding ourselves if we don't raise revenues and cut expenses. We got to do them both. I'm done.
Okay, Chris, you had your hand up. Go, please.
All right, I take offense to your comment about micromanaging because that's not what I'm doing. I am actually working with different administrators and Joni to try to see what we can take. You sit there and say, we've done nothing. But there's some of us that have been contributing for 2 years. You yourself have said you know nothing about finances. That's not your thing. With that said, I'm trying to get everybody here to look at those budgets. Have you even looked at those budgets?
Yes.
Do you have any ideas where we can cut or what we can do?
No.
Okay.
Okay, because
Then-
Oh,
I
wait,
don't
please,
know.
please.
He
No.
asked me a
I-
question.
No, please,
Be
you
quiet.
can, no.
He asked me a
Oh,
question.
whoa, stop the
Whoa,
disrespect
whoa.
right now.
You just asked me a question and I'm gonna answer it. Sit down.
Don't.
Don't
I'm gonna have to ask you to
disrespect her.
leave.
She is the
I'm gonna have to
president.
ask you to leave
No,
the room.
I am not leaving the
You have to
room.
leave the room. Please.
You can
leave the room.
stand there as long as you want.
Would you please escort this gentleman out of the room?
We're not gonna have you disrespect her because you don't like her or me. I don't care. I'm saying that we have to work on the budget. Just to sit there and say, we're gonna raise taxes, but we've done nothing to cut expenses.
What did I say,
We
Chris?
have to cut expenses. You have to do homework and look at all those individual budgets. See what you can do. What have you brought to the table to help lower the
Yes, floor,
budget?
Please,
All right.
please.
What have you brought to the table to help lower the budget? Nothing. I have stuff here
Are you
that I'm
finished?
working on it.
Just a minute.
Are you finished?
I'm done.
Okay, can I
Bill, you
answer
have
your
the floor.
questions?
Point of order.
Bill, you have the floor. Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Yes, you have the floor, Bill.
I don't know what Frank needs to run this district. You don't either. Neither does anybody else sitting at this table except maybe Richard. We can, to say I've brought nothing, I did bring something. Let's say, Frank, we need you to reduce the budget by whatever, this percentage or this many dollars. Then expect them to do it. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're a policy-making organization here. I don't know for sure. Now, some things sound great to me. We talked about laptops. Maybe we don't need laptops. I don't know. I'm not a teacher in the kindergarten, in the first grade, and the second grade. I'm not a superintendent. And neither are you or anybody else here. You misinterpret when I say I don't understand the finances. When I say I don't know something, it means I'm not expert in it. I'm anal. In my business, you had to be good at everything you were doing. And I never did get into that kind of financial numbers. But we got somebody who spent years training for that. And over there, this is what we need to do. Now it's up to the rest of you guys. We've been arguing about this for 2 years. Chris likes to micromanage.
I do not.
You
Please,
do.
no. Please, he has the floor. Please. We're adults, okay?
We need to make policy and then go from there. But just be aware of the fact that we're already on a slippery slope. We're close to, if we're not into, several of the criteria that's going to allow Harrisburg to come in and take us over. Do you want that? I don't. 2 out of 3 of the people that I talk to do not want that. So it's going to be up to you. Okay, I'll tell you where I'm sitting. If we can cut expenses, I'll vote for a tax increase. But it's got to be a significant, it can't be a trivial one, because we're still going to be in a tremendous deficit budget. We're depleting the general fund. That's one of the ways they're going to come in and take us over. We got to try to stem that tide.
Okay, I'm sorry, I saw his hand at first.
Go ahead.
Please.
Okay, can we please hear from the other board members? I think we've gotten the point from you too. Please, we need to get home.
I
Yes.
agree to that.
So is there any, yeah, you're absolutely correct. We go around the room, and unless someone's raising their hand, we have to just, yes, please.
Just quickly, everybody, if you wish to understand the other side of this and what was bringing fear to some of us, study Chester Upland and what they're going through, even after this thing comes to an end for them. It's a horror story that we're very close to mimicking. That's what I'm looking at right now, is where are those examples in our state? I'm going to study Chester Upland more because a lot of the questions that they had going into it from the community and other folks and their conditions are very similar to what I'm hearing from people, what we're hearing from people. I don't have any solutions, but for me, the big the thing that I don't understand, I've not heard anything yet, and this is a personal opinion.
No, go ahead.
I respect the people that are trying to find where there is money, but that will only get us through. Last meeting, I said, well, we'll be here next year. That's not a good solution. So whatever solutions we provide have to turn us around, or at least begin to turn us around. Putting a hatch on the tire for another year doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So I think that we're probably going to be faced with a tax increase. I couldn't tell you what that is, but it probably is going to at least have to be enough to help us get through next year and beyond. I don't have that answer. I'm certainly willing to listen to these experts around me, but that's my, look at Chester Upland and anyone else. Frank, I don't know if you have anyone else that we have, we could take a look at that is a school district that's been in receivership. But that's one that I've found that's pretty significant and has had a lot of conditions like ours. Okay, I appreciate hearing about that if anybody sees it. Thank you.
No,
And
good
thank
comment. Thank you so much, Rich. Okay. Yeah, I would like to make a oh, I'm sorry, that's right. You had yours, but could we allow, like, he's absolutely correct. These two gentlemen haven't spoken yet.
Good,
so
I'll
Manny,
wait.
if you had your hand up, please.
Yeah. I don't look at it as micromanaging. It's not, there's no problem with asking questions. Yes, we make policy as a board, but we also echo the voice of the people that we represent. And if the people that we represent are saying, hey, where's that money going? There is no problem with us asking where the money is going, okay? There is no problem with us asking, hey, can we see this on paper? Our people would like to see where the school is spending the money at and what's going on. And there's no problem asking, you know, why do we need laptops for kids that are going to use it 10 minutes out of the day? There's no issues with that. There's no issues with us saying, hey, we probably don't need to spend the money on that. So in reality, no, it's not micromanaging. There's people that are asking. There's people behind us that are asking that. So it's not just us that wants to know. So if you don't want to represent your people, or because I'm sure there's people out there in your district that are asking these questions, I would suggest you start knocking on doors and talking to people and asking more and more people if they want to know what's on this budget and what's going on. Yeah, go ahead.
That was very, thank you very much. Okay, yes, John, please.
I'm sitting here listening to what everyone's saying. I look at it as the school board. We work at, our goal is to get to the top of the stairs. And I look at walking up a set of stairs, working a yo-yo. Okay. Some things are going up, some things are going down, but the whole time we're climbing up the stairs. We are in a position right now that everybody knows, it's no secret where we're at. Well, we can't fill the car up with gas and then push it. We're working bare minimum on this side. They can start working some bare minimum on their side. I've said since day one, I know I said it to you, I've said it to Chris, I said it to a lot of people. This is what we want to cut, deal with it and make it work. We can't sit here talking, whether we raise taxes, whether we don't raise taxes, we cannot come up with a budget with the way that this gas tank in this car is filled to the top. We got to get rid of it.
All right, thank you. Please, unless there's something incredibly different that was be spoken, okay? I would like to say a comment, please. And then if we could move on from this subject, and then we can bring it up again during the finance committee meeting, during the voting
I got
session.
one thing.
I would like to make a closing comment, please, unless there's something brand new that we have not discussed on this issue. Okay, thank
I
you.
got something to say.
Oh, something brand new.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Chris, and then I'll make the closing statement. Thank you. Chris,
Just
please.
gonna relate off what Manny just said. It's not micromanaging. It's finding out facts. Facts are kindergarten kids averaged a computer usage of 5 minutes a day. Grade 1 averages 15 minutes. Grade 2 averages 10 minutes. Grade 3 averages 20. What we're talking about doing that we've been digging on to find out is if you look at that time usage, why can't kindergarten, they want to buy carts for the laptops for multiple reasons. Number one, they realized with the computers being here for the last 2 weeks of testing, their breakage dropped to almost nothing.
Compared to what?
Compared to multiple breakage. Last year, Renova had broken laptops by the building was 6. Bucktail was 18, Woodward 3, Robb was 8, Mill Hall was 6. The middle school was 58 computers. Liberty Curtin was 2. Central Mountain High School was 48. They're proposing buying these carts, then I'm sure Jason's gonna know, that the computers stay here.
Less breakage.
They're
less-
plugged in overnight. They're not laying in a closet where the batteries are dying. There's less breakage. Kids aren't transporting them. The current budget is calling for a replacement of 700 laptops. That's $336,000. IT has proposed that we share laptops between the grades. The only thing that's going to have to change is each class from kindergarten to probably 2nd grade, they're going to have to say, okay, at this hour, we get to use the computers. Then when that hour's done, it gets moved to the next class. That's going to share computers instead of buying. If we get the carts and everything else to keep them here, we're going to buy the carts and let me see, 26 carts for the kindergarten through 4th is 2,700 each, is 70,200. New laptops for grade 5 and 9 is they're only going to need 480. They're going to need 70 to fix replacements that are already broken. They're going to spend $334,200 for all the new laptops that they need, plus the carts. The following year, looking ahead, everything is going to save us. They're only going to have to spend $264 the next year for repairs, replacements. The sharing of the computers, if you have a kid using a computer for 5 minutes a day,
They don't need a whole laptop.
why do they need their own personal laptop one-on-one? IT has made it clear the damages and everything else is astronomical versus if the kids keep them here
Versus taking them home.
versus taking them home.
Thank you, Mike.
They stay charged, the batteries last longer, they're here, they're not getting dropped on the bus, not getting dropped at home. That's doing our homework. And Ed and the staff has worked great on this to help us find it.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not micromanaging anybody. I am going around to different departments and saying, what can we do? That's a huge saving. And it's not just for next year to get the budget down for this year. It's for years moving on. Ed's already told me the further we go on with it, it's gonna save more money every single year.
That's right.
That's what I got to say.
Thank you. And, excuse me. And, Chris, that was the information you said earlier you were going to send to all of us, email
Yes,
us? Okay,
I'm gonna
thank you.
send it
I
to
understand.
everybody.
Okay. Do you have one more?
One more.
Okay, then I'll make the closing comment.
What he
Something
said
so it's
about
new.
leaving the computers here, great idea. But then tomorrow we get a snowflake or a dusting of snow. The teachers, all, whoever makes the decision wants a remote learning day that I am so
All right.
far against, it just makes me mad. What do you do when all the computers are here?
Okay, well, all right, excuse me, that's going a little, I appreciate the comment. That is something I was gonna talk about during the finance committee, and this is something we talked about. I'm not gonna go off agenda here, but talking about these laptops, I had no idea our district bought laptops for every kindergartner and first grader. Now, I'm not gonna go into the discussion now because it's not on the agenda, but I will be speaking about it when this comes up next time. Closing statement, please. I appreciate everyone's comments. I do desperately request that when someone has the floor, please let them, no matter how much you want to speak, please let a person have a voice. And then when they're done, we'll go around the room. Okay? Thank you. Now, I will say this, when it comes to the new superintendent search, we have to come up with a job description. All right? That's something we are going to be working on. And I'm telling you right now, one of my key ones is I want a superintendent with proven skills and abilities with finances and grant writing and grant research. Okay? So that's one of my things I want to see in the job description. So when we're talking about the new superintendent, that's going to be happening in 2026, 2027. And that's what I want to see in a superintendent, proven skills and ability with finances. Whether or not we get that, whether or not the consensus of the board is that is a job description skill set that you want, we will find out through deeper dives. Okay? So, may we move on, please? Thank you. All right, so going back to the next item. Thank you, good conversation. Personnel, I believe we're on the personnel. Thank you very much. Any comments or concerns on the personnel, please? Love seeing the May student teachers.
The only comment I have on personnel is I feel we need to be meeting more than what we're doing. Especially going into, the staffing study or making cuts, this, that, and everything else. Honest to God, as I'm sitting here, I don't remember when our last personnel meeting was.
Well, who's the chair? Chris?
I am.
Okay, would you please consider, thank you, it was a good comment. Would you please consider maybe working with your team and come up with some dates and send them all to us?
I did. I asked this before we started the meeting tonight. We're going to look at a personnel meeting on the 19th of May.
That's set in
That's
stone?
next month.
That's set in stone, 19th of May?
Well, these two agreed to it. I got to talk with Justin and Dr. Redmond.
Oh, okay, so once you solidify, yes, please let everybody know. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe spread it out after we get through this ripple effect. But right now.
We
man,
need to have meetings.
Yeah.
I agree, otherwise the work sessions will go on and on and on. You either chip away at the work session, you either chip away at the committee meeting, or you make this 4-hour-long work session. So, okay. Any other comments on the personnel committee, a personnel issue? Okay, thank you. The staffing so sorry.
Justin's here. Does May 19th work for you? That's the third Tuesday at 3:00 where we usually have them. I know in the past, they've only done them once in a while, but I agree, and I've said it many times, we need to have personnel meetings. Okay.
So anyway, we can do that earlier in the day. So it's evaluation season, and so trying to
Right.
get through evaluations so I'm booked that whole afternoon with evaluations. Can we move it earlier? So at like noon?
I'm good any time of the day.
Bill?
It was the 19th, you said, right?
Yes.
I'm good all day.
All right, Beautiful.
Okay, what would be a good time for you folks? If you're doing evaluations?
9, if we can do noon to 1.
Okay. Justin, you good with that?
Okay, you please advertise that? Chris, thank you. Beautiful. Okay, moving forward. The staffing study based on student enrollment. Any updates, Dr. Redmond?
Yeah, I have a couple of updates. So we presented this back in March, the March 5th work session and the March 12th voting meeting. And the board elected not to move forward with that. Built into the staffing study, of course, was a look at the decrease in student population of over 450 students over the last 5 years. And what we, based on a series of metrics that we shared at the time, believed we could reduce in terms of staffing to match up our staff next year with the number of students that we have. Since then, we have looked at the number of, we looked at all the folks who are retiring or resigning from the district and found ways to close down the positions or move people around so that we have so far reduced our staff by 19 teachers between this year and next year. What I would like from the board is the permission to continue based on the results of the staffing study and looking at furloughs based on that study. So we could, again, based on the reduction in the number of students over the last 5 years, reduce another 6 positions. That won't be 6 people necessarily, but it will reduce 6 positions for the end of this year. So that would be 6 fewer positions past the 19 that we've already done going into next year.
So these will all take place though before the fiscal year starts July 1st?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think he has. Go ahead, John.
Well, this staffing study that we seem to have been talking about, would you say March?
That's when we brought it to you, yes.
Okay. You just made the comment 19 teachers was 6 more coming.
Yes.
And I've said it, I don't know how many times I said it. The bloat in this school, when are we gonna sit at this table and hear you say, this is what we're cutting out of administration? It's always the dang teachers.
Oh, if you don't, if it's a executive session discussion or not.
So I don't know if I can talk about the 3 administrators that we reduced last year going into this year because we knew that this problem was coming. I don't know if that answers your question or not.
What about the added positions that I have asked about?
I think I don't agree that all of the positions that you say are added, in fact, were added. There's a lot of changes in this, what we called things, but in terms of the addition of the number of administrators, I'm not sure we're seeing eye to eye on that.
So in other words, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change title names. We're gonna move this person from chair A to chair B and chair B to over to C. In the meantime, all we're doing, rearranging the furniture. We ain't cutting nobody.
No, that's not what I'm saying, no.
We would like to see it.
Okay.
This
Well, like I
board
said,
sitting here would like to see a number, a percentage, a value of something that's being cut.
as I said, 19 positions have been reduced, and if the board approves the furlough based on the results of the staffing study, that will be an additional 6 positions between this year and next year.
Do you think, oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Johnny,
What are you asking me for?
well, I'm saying, are you?
Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm done.
I'm sorry, I normally don't jump in, but I just want to say, now this, we'll be voting on something in June on this, is that correct? Or are we voting something in May?
So this is the work session to set up for the voting session for next week. So I can't do anything with furloughs unless the board gives me permission to do so.
Okay, so that's on the agenda for the voting
Next
session.
week, yes.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure we had the same timeline. I'm sorry, I think, I'm not sure who rose first, please.
No, Mark, go ahead, man.
Okay, Nate.
Has the results of the staffing study been made public yet?
No, not public.
It will be made public.
When would that happen?
As soon, once the board makes a decision, one way or another by next week, that'll be.
And I'm not talking about the positions that are going to be furloughed. I'm talking about the results of the staffing study itself.
Yeah.
why can't that be made public before the decision is made?
When you're asking about the results of the staffing study, one of the issues is with releasing it to the public immediately is that there are recommendations in there that are directly attributable to a person's name.
So take out the recommendation and just leave what you found for the public. I'm not asking for
Yeah.
positions or names or anything to be put out there.
So let me illustrate that so I make sure that I'm making myself clear. Pardon me for interrupting. So if I'm making up numbers, this is not necessarily what the staffing study says. I don't have it in front of me. If, for instance, we were to say that Robb Elementary has 82 students in one of its grade levels and it had 5 sections, and we were to say, well, we only need 4 sections, and we put that out there, then all of the folks in Robb Elementary are looking at who's going to be cut out of that school, who's losing their job. And that's the kind of chaos and destruction of the morale of the folks who are working at Robb Elementary and the rest of the district that I'm trying to avoid. Furloughs and reductions in staff are really, really, really hard on our staff community. I'm trying to do this in the most respectful way that I can so that we have an opportunity to work with the people who may be losing their job because of the changes that we're making. So we're being as humane as humanly possible with these people. Just releasing all the information out there means that people are guessing and supposing and then they're starting to pressure people like, why don't you retire so I don't lose my job? All of that stuff, I'm trying to avoid all of that by being very careful about how information gets out to our staff.
Okay, Manning, is that? Okay, thank you. Yes, please.
There's a lot of talk going around out there about the staffing study. Saying that the board did the study and the board's responsible for it. Who did the study? Because I know for a fact the board didn't do
That was
it.
the administrative team.
The administrative team.
Yes, sir.
Are we allowed to know who that team is?
It was all of my administrators. So that, and in conjunction with all of the union leadership. So it was a whole bunch of people
Okay.
had voices in this.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know, because when people are saying the board did it, no, the board didn't do it.
No, we gave a directive. The board gave a
Yes.
directive upon a recommendation from the superintendent. Anyone over here, please? Yes, Bill.
I have a question for you, Frank, and then a comment, please.
Okay.
Do you recall how many administrators you had when you got here 2.5 years ago?
I'd have to look off the top of my head. I don't have that number.
No. Because in fairness, you've cut some positions. It would be, if we could actually, if people could actually see the numbers, because that's a question I'm getting all the time also, is why aren't they cutting administrators? All right. I say, well, they have kind of, but my weakness, I didn't know the numbers, so I can't give them a direct answer. If you could come up with that, I think it would be helpful in many ways. The other is in regard to releasing the study. I understand what you're saying, and the thing is that most of the complaints I've gotten about not releasing the study have come from people that are going to be involved. So I'm just pointing out that there's another way of looking at it, that, and maybe we should reconsider somehow. Maybe it can be done without releasing any kind of names, or I don't know, but
That's the problem with a district our size.
yeah, I've been pressured by people, and I've tried to say, we don't know, we don't have definite things yet. And the other thing, of course, is very common complaint that I've gotten is it's always the teachers. And I said, well, it's district wide. There's more positions involved than the teachers, but I'm not really sure they're buying it from me. So this is where we are. it would be, you know, I know you've shifted principles. I know you've done things and I understand John's way. Well, he's new in here. You know, it sounds like you're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic, but there really are fewer people here than when we started 2.5 years ago, John, when I got here. You know, how many, I can't tell you, but, and maybe we'd have to look at it and see, you know, maybe that should be something too that's considered, but, the only thing that we're pretty close to is that we're about 500 students down from where we were 5 years ago.
Okay, so Bill, are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think in summary, what I'm hearing, Bill, is that you are requesting that administration give a numbers list of how many people were in administration 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago?
No, I just asked how many he had 2.5 years ago when he got here and how many we have now.
Okay, all right. Is that good? Okay, thank you. Anyone else on this side? Yes, please, Mr. Rich.
Just, I don't want to prolong this, but for the folks up here that are on the screen, and with all due respect to John, at some point someday, maybe it's just me and you, help me understand what you mean by bloat, what that term is. Because the term itself triggers a lot of emotion to people that we're running into out there, and it causes conversation. So I don't want to know now, but sometime if you'd explain that to me, okay? Because I think I know what you're talking about. The other is, and this is from lots of experience in the business, Frank. I think you're trying to do something to help a complicated situation be as uncomplicated as possible by doing this. But it would do us all good to actually understand the collective bargaining agreements. And Manny, I'm glad you are a union guy because you get what that is. And I used it as chief negotiator and as president of the ACCE. I understood the contract and I also understood the district's policy manual, and that came in handy again and again and again. And I'm sure, Manny, you know what I'm talking about. For us to know that, when Frank says these are the positions that would be reduced, they're not necessarily going to turn out to be specific people that are being gotten rid of. What they understand is when that position is eliminated, there is a position that person has seniority. And we don't call it bumping, but it is just basically that. So I would get their bid out. So all of a sudden, when someone sees a position go, they're looking around to see, well, where do I want to bump in? And that's when I was a stock boy in Pennsylvania, I began to understand bumping. So we're trying to understand something as new people that's somewhat complicated for some and not for others. But I want to make those 2 points and hope that that's helpful.
No, it was really good. And that's something, the personnel committee meeting, if you want to do some sort of training or have someone come in and explain, is that sort of what you're talking about, Rich?
Somewhere along the line in our discussions, I do want to understand a little bit better.
Okay, well, there you go. That could be a topic or a goal. And the chair and the committee can always bring in an expert to describe these things. It doesn't have to be, 12 hours long. It could be something short. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we went around the room once. Okay, last round, please. Yeah.
I would like to say, especially since it's a public meeting, everyone's coming up to us and pounding us about the school district. We are supposed to be doing miracles, fixing everything in the couple months that most of us have been here. It's not going to happen that fast. But the thing of what the public is looking at is we're sitting up here. They have to hear us, we want to cut this, do this, do this. We are getting no help from the school themselves. Our school knows we're broke, but everybody walks through that door says, give me the big raise, give me the big raise. But yeah, we're supposed to do miracles here to save this school. We need help besides us 9 people. The people in the school have to be willing to help too.
It's a team effort. Yep, and that's gonna be I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm done.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, last round? Okay. Thank you very much. We look forward to the list and we can move on. Cafeteria manager job description. Did this go through the personnel committee?
Yes.
Any comments?
We did.
Updates? Chair?
No, there's minor changes there in red. There's been some stuff
Thank you.
added.
Good night.
I've said multiple times about too many people in Act 93. And I think this adds the reason they should be in Act 93. I don't know all the reason behind it. I see a lot of changes here. So it just is what it is.
Okay, so it's recommended that the board approve this. Is that what you're saying? By the personnel committee?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
we're gonna have to do it to keep people where they are.
Okay, okay. Any questions, concerns? Okay. Lead mechanic maintenance job description. This is an update. What does the personnel committee's chair say about this one?
This was because of the one Act 93 position.
Okay.
The guy is retiring,
Mm-hmm.
so now they have to make another position or get it lined up. Frank, can you explain this? 'Cause you're
Yeah,
the
so
one that
our
did
intent
this.
is, this has traditionally been an Act 93 or an administrative position. But with Sam's input, and working with the bargaining unit, we would like to move it from an Act 93 administrative position into the collective bargaining unit or the bargaining unit. We have other positions like a lead custodian that have already kind of set the path for this. So it's taking, again, an administrative position and making it a lead position inside the bargaining unit.
So it's truly not cutting a position, it's just moving it.
Just a job description, title?
That's exactly right.
Okay. Questions? Thank you so much. Students' activities quarterly report. Thank you for putting it on there. Any questions or concerns? Okay. Sportsman's reconditioning quote. Any concerns?
No.
Questions?
You did forget M1, Elizabeth.
I'm sorry, what?
You forgot M1, athletic and student activities.
Oh, I did. I said it. I'm so sorry. Do you have a comment?
Oh, no, I thought you forgot it. You went into student activity quarterly.
No, I said athletic and student activities. I'm sorry. Look.
Oh, okay, I'm
She
sorry.
was
That's
going
okay.
fast.
Gotcha.
I can talk slower.
I wasn't
Would you like me to
processing.
talk slower, Mr.
No, you're
Manning?
fine. Go ahead.
But then, thank you. If I ever miss something, call me out, please. All right. Action item M3, sportsman's reconditioning quote, annual need that we have to do for the safety of the kids, students. Any questions? Okay. Susquehanna Transit quote. I do have a comment on this one. I am concerned on the attachment. Back in April, I had this pulled from the agenda because I am still concerned that the $4.60 per gallon for diesel fuel for the 2026, 2027, no matter what this individual is paying in a bulk price, I would like to invite him or a representative to come to our work session, explain to us how they can have a diesel price at $4.60 a gallon for the 2026, 2027 year. All right. I'm going to be, unless there's, you don't want to hear their input. I mean, right now, I will not vote for this, but I want to vote for it. Okay.
I don't know what he's doing. But I know a company in a similar situation,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing bulk purchase pre-buying.
Yeah, that's
A
what.
lot of trucking companies do it.
Mm-hmm.
They buy a year, 2 years ahead of time,
Right.
and the companies hold it for them, and that way they can keep their price down.
That's what.
It's a pre-buy situation, and you can actually buy if I'm not wrong, up to, say you use 1 million gallons of fuel a year, I'm just throwing that number out there. You can actually buy 3 million at this price and then just get it when you need it. That may be what he's doing, and that's smart business.
I mean, an explanation would be nice.
Yeah, okay, thank you. All right. Christine, please invite someone to be at the work session from Susquehanna Transit, just to explain to us why it's $4.60. And if they guarantee that that's going to pretty much be the price for that year, I will vote for it. But right now, I won't vote for it.
Two things. You used the word work session again. I'm assuming.
Oh,
you mean vote
voting,
session.
yes, thank
And
you.
then once we sign the contract, they're bound by that, just like we're bound by it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I guess my implication was a letter would suffice. I mean, I just need an explanation. I don't know if they need a representative, but you know, just something to explain why.
What, if you prefer, if everyone's okay with the letter, but personally, I like someone who just zoom in, comes out, it gets recorded. Otherwise, we could read the letter, but I want it recorded because right now, if we vote for this and it goes above $4.60 per gallon, out of our budget comes an additional 1% fuel surcharge, okay? And that can add up pretty fast.
Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate the comment. Action item N1, MOU Administrative Liaison. Any, would like to speak on this, please? Is this a new position, a raise? What is this, please? Did this go through the Personnel Committee?
Yeah, yes. So this is just a clarification that we received. So this is the position that's currently an Act 93 position. That person is retiring at the end of this year. In the middle of this year, the union and the district engaged with the Labor Relations Board for unit clarification, which is basically, is this position, should the job duties of this position be in the bargaining unit or not? And it was determined that it should be in the bargaining unit. We agree with that. So this agreement allows that person who's currently serving in that role and has been for a significant portion of her career here in Act 93 to remain in, to receive the benefits and protections of the bargaining unit, but still receive the pay and benefits of the Act 93. So until her retirement at the end of the month. So rather than in the middle of the year, taking her from where she was with Act 93 pay and benefits and moving her into the secretarial union, which would have been less pay and benefits, we came up with an agreement, say, let's just leave her alone, let her still get the same pay that she has been getting until she retires.
Oh, because, no, I understand. I miscomment. Because it was an oversight due to the former board and the former administration while this person was in Act 93 when they shouldn't have been, I completely support that because it was the fault, not of her. So I do support that. But what my question is, this MOU, does that mean that this person is going to be replaced?
No, it doesn't say anything about replacement, not replacement.
Okay, so this is just to acknowledge that a mistake was made. We're going to own it. And that's it. Nothing else is going to
I
happen.
don't know about a mistake. It's just the way it was. Whether
Well,
or not we want to classify it as a mistake is sort of immaterial.
Former, okay? All
So
right.
does this mean that it's gonna open up a open spot on the union or under the support union and that to be filled that take her responsibility?
Not automatically. It's still administration decision whether or not we're going to fill that position, and we're not filling that position. So
We're not filling it as an Act 93.
we're not filling it as a secretarial either.
Okay,
You. Oh, here's another paper.
all right.
Okay, all right, super terrific. Future meetings, and they should be listed
still
there.
have another one.
Oh, MOU
Retirement
transfer reduction. I'm so sorry.
So this is another clarification because of the situation with the tax office leaving and having some folks with seniority who are in the tax office. The way the contract is written made kind of a gray area that didn't really address our particular situation. So we had to work with that union to clarify what would happen in our particular situation. So this retirement does that for the situation and how people are going to move from one position to another. Basically, it didn't allow for someone to make a lateral move if there's an open position. If her position goes away and there's an open position, the way the contract read, it wouldn't allow her to just shift over. They'd have to open it up and fill it, and then that could cause problems with the person who now doesn't have a job, but should have a job. So there's a weird thing in the contract we're trying to solve, and with the union, we worked out this particular solution. So that person who's moving can just move into it, make a lateral shift and not have to worry about any changes in pay or benefits.
Yep.
Okay. So back last year, before all the board changes, we were told that the secretaries were only gonna be here till December 31st. And then they were being furloughed from their job. Then it went from December 31st further on. And now I guess there's one secretary that's not gonna get furloughed. She's going to move into another
No,
position.
the two that you're talking about are, one's already gone, the other one's gonna be leaving in July. So it's a different situation.
Okay,
This is someone who has been working in the tax office for years.
right.
So when we close down the tax office, she needs a place to go. There's a retirement happening in another office. So
Okay.
it seems to make sense to us to have her move from one Secretary B position into another Secretary B position. The way
Okay,
the contract was written doesn't allow that. It allows someone from the rest of the
Outside.
bargaining unit, from the rest of the bargaining unit to apply into that position.
okay, so my concern is the secretary that is there is gonna still have a job.
Yeah, that's,
Okay,
this
that's
is what
What
this
I wanna
solves.
know.
Okay, good. Take questions? Okay, thank you. Future meetings, you see them there listed, Thursday. Before we adjourn, I'm gonna ask the board, can 5 board members please stay for an additional 10 minutes so I can get a consensus to move forward on an issue.
I'll stay.
All right, I've got 1 here. Who's number 2?
I'll stay.
Number 2, number 3,
Be a sacrificial lamb.
4, 5. Thank you. All right, we are adjourned.
I've
We're
got
going-
one question for you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Go
Quick
ahead.
question. Tomorrow's Liberty Current fourth graders going Phillipsburg or Philadelphia.
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't have that in my head.
Okay.
All right. You can email the question. Thank you. All right. Calling adjournment. Thank you. We're going to go have an executive session.
School